Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another morning, a morning kickoff with unbiased opinion. I am your host, Tony, also known as your couch scout extraordinaire, Pastor Trenches, affectionately known as Low Tone Tony. Around here, we start with facts first. No fake hot takes, no media spin. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. Turn that post notification bell, select all so you'll be made aware whenever I go live. It's Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Also, join the conversation in the live chat. All the important links are in the YouTube description below, including Patreon. All right. And don't forget that Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk is now part of the Carolina Armchair GM Network. All right. So as we always do, we're gonna shake a little honey from the tree this morning. All right. So you guys tell me where you're located. What's the weather like? Hey, Candy Girl, 803 said hello. What's going on? How are you feeling this morning, Queen? How are you doing? What's the temperature like where you at? Yeah. How are you starting off your morning? How are you starting off your day this morning? Uh, are you a coffee lover, a tea lover? Do you like muffins with your coffee or tea? I know you heard that conversation that we were having on Unk Channel uh about tea and muffins and whatnot. You know, what you do to get your day started each and every morning? Are you a Pilates girl? You go to the gym, work out, get the kids ready, get them started on their day. What you like to do, Candy? I'm trying to dig for information. You don't never really say anything at all in my chat, so I'm searching for information this morning. All right. So the Carolina Panthers won the NFC South, and the NFL sent them the bill. Philadelphia, Seattle, Denver, 6 games against playoff teams, a schedule that projects as the third hardest in football and the toughest in this division. Today, we are doing more than reading opponents off a calendar. We are putting all 17 games into 3 buckets: the must win, the toss up, and statement opportunity. I already made my classifications, and I want the live chat to challenge every one of them. By the end of the show, we're going to answer one question: is Carolina actually built to repeat? All right. Is Carolina actually built to repeat? That is the question that we're going to answer at the end of the day. Candy Girl said, at the computer, I'm a coffee girl and I do have a muffin. I know that's right, Candy Girl. No, I know that's right. Ask Will about the pictures I just sent him about 10, 15 minutes ago. I'm surprised he hasn't responded back yet. Tip Drill Will, what's going on, my guy? He says 72 and sunny in DC. Okay. All right. Appreciate you for tapping in. Both of you guys, if you don't mind, hit the like button for me. I know you will. Candy Girl also said working remotely right now is 76 in Columbia, South Carolina. Okay. All right, cool. She said mixed berry muffin this morning. Hey, my wife just finished baking some blueberry and white chocolate muffins. Man, listen, let me tell you. Will got the picture. Will could tell you what I sent him on WhatsApp. Yeah, she do her thing. Yeah, I don't have my own Betty Crocker. That's Benita Crocker I live with. Yeah, yeah, I got my own Benita Crocker in the house. She do her thing. Yeah, blueberry and white chocolate. That's what she made this morning. Sounds good. I know that's right. It is good. It is good. I give it a 10 out of 10. Yes, sir. I give it a 10 out of 10. We do critique each other's cooking each and every day. Candy with the smiling emoji. Will said, "Man, them things look dangerous." Hey, and you wonder why why it's hard to stay committed to this intermittent fasting. Man, listen, I couldn't wait for 11 o'clock. Haven't had a muffin yet, but I will this. I will this evening. I will this evening. Candy girl said, "Yes." Quante said, "What's up, Tony? 81 rain on East Coast of North Carolina." All right, Quante. Hey, I appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. Hey, today is gonna be a great show. Today is gonna be a great show. This show happened because he won't mind me saying it. Will gave me a great idea that he thought that we need to talk about leading into camp. And it came at a perfect time at my at the end of my 12-day 12-day outlook on the coaches, the front office, and the position players. So it kind of lead into training camp, which starts effectively tomorrow on first day of practice. So it led into tomorrow. So we're going to definitely discuss the Panthers' first place schedule. Excuse me. So we're gonna get into that today. Will Robinson said 11:01 on the dot. Yes, sir. Tim Ball said, "Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Tim. Appreciate you for tapping in as always. Hit that like button for me." Jonte said, "Good morning, Tony from North Nevada." I am not gonna say that last word, but appreciate you for tapping in. Hit that like button as well. I greatly appreciate it. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat so we can get into it. And yeah, anybody that wants to come up on the panel. Oh, I forgot something. Forgot my music. My apologies. Yeah. That's more better. That's better. All right. So anybody want to come up on the panel so we can get cracking? King James said, "Good afternoon, Low Tone Tony, and good morning, Panther Nation. Keep pounding." Good morning, King James. I appreciate you for tapping in this morning. Hit that like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. My friend. There my boy. Tip Drill Will, as we call him, Mr. Graybeard himself. What's going on, my brother?
What's good? Hey, at 11:01 on the dot, you're going to be having you a muffin, ain't you?
Who, me? Hey, you better know it.
Hey, I bet you
listen,
the smell is intoxicating.
Bruh. And look, so the first, real quick, the first batch that she made the other day when I sent you those pictures, she put a little cinnamon in the batter, so I couldn't really taste the cinnamon. So she made sure I tasted the cinnamon this morning. So yeah, I haven't had a muffin yet. She already done had one, but that's cool. It's cool. Yeah, it's about 10 or 11 up there, so I ain't missing out. But I will have me one before 11 p.m. tonight. I promise you that. That I can promise you, my guy.
That's I got you.
Sure. How you feeling this morning?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
That's what's up. Well, they keeping you busy in DC today?
Well, my day ain't really got started yet, but I got a pretty healthy slate this afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So today's topic is definitely how can I say that? Not presented, but yeah, today's topic came about because of Will Robinson and his great idea. It was something that I didn't really want to get into, but then I thought about, you know what, it would be a good precursor leading into the first day of camp tomorrow. You know, people have talked about it on other channels throughout the off season, but I think this is a great time to talk about it today. So we're definitely going to get into the strength of schedule, all that. So yeah, I made about 5 or 6 slides, more than I usually make, just for today. Just for today. Bellows said, keep pounding the competition, fellas. Hey, shout out to you, Bloody. What's going on? Hit that like button for me. D Cash said, Tony, hey, what's going on, D Cash? Appreciate you for tapping in as well. Hit that like button for me. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, I would greatly appreciate if you do that. Turn that post notification bell, select all, so you'll be made aware when I do go live. All right. So before we get started in today's topic, we got an injury update. I'm pretty sure most of you are aware by now. Taylor Moton and J.C. Horn began camp on the non-injury football list. So let's start with Taylor Moton. The Panthers announced that Moton was diagnosed in late June with a blood clot in his lung. He was immediately placed on blood thinning medication. According to the team, he is responding well to treatment and is being evaluated daily by Carolina's medical staff. So first and most importantly, this is a serious health situation. Taylor Moton's recovery and long-term health comes before football. But from a football standpoint, this is also not expected to be a short training camp absence. The Panthers have acknowledged that Moton's treatment will cause him to miss regular season time. The team expects him to return at some point during the season, but there is no specific return date. That means Carolina must prepare during camp and the preseason as though it will open the regular season without its established right tackle. That is especially important because Ike Ekwonu is continuing his recovery from a torn patella tendon. The Panthers now have to identify the best available tackle combination from a group that includes Rasheed Walker, first-round pick, Monroe Freeling, and the rest of the offensive line depth. This is not simply about replacing one another. The starting five must build communication, protection chemistry, and run game continuity before the regular season begins. Okay. The offense may also have to help the tackles through quick game concepts, play action, screens, chips from tight ends and running backs, formations that reduce difficult pass protection assignments, a strong commitment to staying out of third and long. The injury situation connects directly to today's schedule debate. Carolina's role already looked difficult on paper. It becomes more difficult if the Panthers enter the early portion of the season without their established right tackle and without complete certainty at left tackle. All right. So now let's move on to J.C. Horn. Horn will also begin training camp on the reserve non-football injury list after cutting his foot while running. The injury requires stitches, but the Panthers expect him to return early in training camp. At this point, Horn's situation is not being presented as a long-term regular season concern. But while he is unavailable, additional camp opportunities should become available for Will Lee, Corey Thornton, Shaw Smith-Wade, and the rest of the cornerback room. That gives Carolina an early opportunity to test its secondary depth, coverage communication, and ability to function without its top cornerback on the field. So we have to treat these situations differently. Horn's absence is expected to be relatively brief. Moton's situation is more serious, affects his health first, and expected to extend into the regular season. That give us an important question before we begin today's scheduled discussion. How much does Taylor Moton expected regular season absence change the way you evaluate Carolina's early schedule and its chances of repeating as NFC South champions? All right. That's a good question for you, Will. How much does Taylor Moton's expected regular season absence change the way you evaluate Carolina's early schedule and its chances of repeating as NFC South champions?
Oh, it makes me so nervous, man. It
Yeah.
makes me man, when I saw that text you sent me, man, my stomach dropped to the floor. Good God
Yeah.
have mercy, man. Um, Good thing Gilbert got the whole training camp to decide how he wants to organize the O line. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Two, you know, Rasheed Walker, we know is a starting left tackle. We know that. I mean, um, we at least know that. Monroe Freely, and then also, like you said, we got O line. You know, we got depth. Is it Monroe Freely? Is it a Brady Christensen starting out the season at right tackle? I don't. You know, that's something that the staff is going
Mm-hmm.
to have to figure out. Um, you know, good thing we don't have just Stone Fold out there because we'll be in the hurt locker, dog, with Stone Fold.
Hey,
Uh,
I'll with you. I'm with you on that. I am definitely with you on that. I don't care if he was playing left tackle, right tackle, behind tackle. It doesn't even matter. Like he should not be on the NFL roster, let
he
alone
should
the Panthers.
he
Yeah.
shouldn't even be he shouldn't even be we even if you had put him next to a tackle as a tight end, I'd still be worried about that. Um
Mm-hmm.
so I, I'm very grateful that we have these options. It's not ideal, but it's manageable.
Right.
It's manageable. Um
Okay.
it is definitely not ideal, but it's manageable. I personally got to come to the altar now for the congregation and
Yeah.
apologize. My
Uh-oh.
hot take about
What?
Kenya Sadiq is looking less and less smart. So,
I'm proud. I'm proud of you, Will. I'm proud of you. That was a moment.
can you imagine? Can you imagine how mad, like,
Oh.
how sick I'd be right
What?
now? Oh my
What?
god! Oh,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, if we would have got Kenya Sadiq, and y'all would have blamed me for picking Kenya Sadiq. See, Will, we needed a tackle. If we had a
Bruh.
first round tackle right here, we'd be in a lot better position, and y'all be right. And I'll be sitting over in the corner looking, you know how you reading a book in the corner like you act like nobody talking to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talking to you. I'm
Yeah,
over the corner.
don't put the newspaper up over your face now.
Hey,
Mm-mm.
over here
No,
at the
sir.
barbershop looking at a magazine. Don't look in that damn magazine.
Yeah.
We talking to
Yeah.
you.
Hey, shout out to Red Swarm. He said, "Good morning, Candy. Good morning, good day, good day, good sirs." Hey, what's going on, Red? Thank
Good
you for
morning.
tapping in, bro. Hit that like button. You and your boy Broski Bear. Both of y'all can hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. He said Rasheed Walker at left tackle and Monroe Freeling at right tackle. I ain't mad at it. Eternal 252 said, "Oh Lord, MRE." I don't know what that is. All right. He said, "Oh Lord, more screens." Okay. All right. Let's see. Eternal 252 said, "We better not see Brazo on one screen." Well, sir, that's probably gonna happen. I don't know what to tell you. Well, at least he won't be a developmental piece. Equanimous Broski Bear said Equanimous most likely misses the entire season. Moulton will miss some regular season games. Christensen coming off a torn ACL. Plus, he more of an interior offensive lineman. Yeah, he didn't tear his ACL. He tore his Achilles tendon. Yeah, go off a ruptured Achilles tendon. Ken the girl with the smiling faces. Charlie the Gamer, what's good with you? Thank you for tapping in this morning. I appreciate you. Hit that like button. He said, real good, Will. Yeah.
I know.
That Kenyon Sadiq was common sense. He wasn't worth it. That's what Eternal T52 said.
No, you be quiet
And
too. I do. I'm in the
yeah.
front of the altar, man. the congregation can at least give me some grace. I'm in front of the altar. Good Lord.
Broski Bear said, good morning, my brother. Talking to Red Swarm. He also said, excuse me, smash the like button on both channels. That's right, Broski. Tell them. Smash the like button on both channels. Subscribe to both channels. Turn on the post notification on both channels. So select all for both channels. So you'll be made aware when both channels do go live. Yes, all that. Gerald Sticks said, good morning, Tony Will in the chat. Good morning to you, Gerald.
Good morning.
Top of the morning to you. How you doing, man? Hit that like button for me. Can the girl with the heart to Gerald? Dream 58 said, I am so happy we took a alignment with our first pick. I'm so glad I finally have a GM with the philosophy that Dan has about keeping your trenches strong. That's facts. I couldn't even state that any better than you did, my friend. Hit that like button for me. Appreciate you for tapping in.
Can I
But
add one
go
more
ahead.
thing about the O-line piece? And of course, I'm just being optimistic here. If Freely does well at right tackle, it's going to make it easier for us to move off of Moton next season. So this could be a gift. This could be a gift because we got to get younger and less expensive in the trenches.
Yes, that is true.
Right.
Just don't mess with the interior offensive line. Leave Robert Hunt and Damon Lewis the hell alone.
I know, right?
Yeah.
From your lips
hey,
to God's ears.
Shout out to Dream 58 for the $4.99 super chat. I greatly appreciate it, my guy. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed, because you sent the super chat, so I know you're watching through Carolina Armchair GM CJ channel. If you would open up another what you call them things?
Browser.
Name it. Browser. Thank you. Open up another browser. Go to YouTube. Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. Hey, subscribe to that channel as well. So you have options. You have options in the morning. Which one you want to go through? It doesn't even matter really. But I would greatly appreciate it. I'm 11 people away from reaching my first goal of 100 subscribers. I have 89 right now. So you have not subscribed as of yet. I would greatly appreciate it if you do so. All right. Red Swarm said, no grace from old Graybeard. I remember last year when you said my old line will be bad due to one of our starting tackles being injured. As PPP says, Tom has a big mouth.
Well, time out. Hold. No. Let me defend this hot take. The difference between your left tackle being your right tackle being out and our right tackle being out, we got a first round pick and serviceable backup. You got the worst tackle off free agency for 93 cents, and y'all starting him. That is a huge difference compared to this. So yeah, Time is gonna have a big mouth in week 2.
He did. He did say 93 cents, did
he? Yeah, did. And on top of that, your number one edge rusher ain't even gonna be playing week 2. We already know he gonna be suspended. So that gives Freely some free time. Week two, you ain't even got your starting edge rusher. But we got our starting edge rusher. Hold on now. Just relax. When we get to the must wins and how we win, I got some grade A observation. I got notes. I got everything. I'm ready.
Red, you might as well go and tap in because I already see what kind of morning it's going to be between you and Will. So you might as well just go and hit the panel, man. Yeah. Uncle Gates said, honestly, it seems like our scouts in the front office has a hold on things. Great first pick. Facts, Uncle Gates.
Yeah,
Facts.
it does
Red
look
said,
good.
dang, both of your starting tackles, Will.
Yeah, but hey, we still good though.
Broski said Rasheed Walk only 26 years old. If he plays well, would the Panthers consider giving him a contract? Maybe. Hey, anything's possible, Broski. Anything is possible. Charlie Gamer. All right. Blah, 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 the Bears. Oh. I don't know what that means, but okay. They haven't got their starting edge rusher. I think NH is talking about Atlanta. Yeah, James Pierce will likely be suspended. Um, He's probably going to miss 4 to 6 games this season. It hasn't been announced yet, but typically in these situations, you know, being involved in domestic violence and all that, and whatever took place in the off season, there's some type of penalty that the NFL is going to levy on you and that you're gonna have to pay. So yeah, he probably won't be available for game 2 when we play Atlanta. Okay, and they said, but they do have the edge rushers. Okay, yeah. As of right now, what we saying, come game 1, one will definitely be suspended. For how long? Definitely don't know. But Will, let me ask you this question. Talking about the injuries to both tackles. Which tackle combination gives Carolina its best chance to protect Bryce while Moulton recovers?
Rashid on the left, Freely on the right.
Okay. And have Brady Christensen be the swing tackle?
Be the swing tackle and serviceable interior guard, interior
Yeah.
lineman.
I I think it would be important for him to be a swing tackle more so
Mm-hmm.
than the interior part of the offensive line. But there are some undrafted free agents that we brought in that may have an opportunity to provide depth behind the two tackles. Because now it makes their availability more important and gives them more of an opportunity to make the team. At least one of them. I know one is Isaiah Glass, and I forgot the other gentleman's name. He came from Mississippi State.
Is his
So
name? Is the
yeah,
name last name Glass?
Isaiah Glass is the
Glass.
yeah. I think Isaiah Glass is the one I just met. I think he's from Oregon, right? As well is
Oh, I don't know. I
I know
haven't looked
one is
on the
from
depth chart.
Oregon, one is from Mississippi State. I don't remember the names right off the head, right off top of my head, but I know Isaiah Glass is one of the names. I know he's
Glass
one
is
of
a heck
them.
of a name to be in the NFL with.
Yeah. Well, Will, you asked for it, and he decided to oblige you with his presence this morning.
I didn't ask.
Welcome
You
to the
asked.
stage, Red Firebomb. Well, in so many ways, the back and forth banter. This was inevitable to happen. What's good, Red? What's going on?
Hua, hua, hua,
Who?
hua. How do you want to spell it?
How,
Hua, hua.
how you spell?
Master the
I was
night.
just getting. I was just going to ask you how you spell it.
I knew that was coming from y'all. So hey, listen.
Oh God,
Yeah.
what's going on, man?
Man, it's a good, wonderful Wednesday morning, y'all. Up. The wife done took me to the gym, made me work out. That's my hold on a second. Hold on, no, Tony. I'm not going nowhere. Hold on a second. She's saying.
Yeah, Albert Reese. That's his name. Will the other guy's Albert Reese? Albert Reese went to Mississippi State, and I think Isaiah Glass went to Oregon.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
But to
okay.
answer your question, Gerald Sticks, no, I haven't watched any film on Albert Reese. I know they offensive line coach Phil Loho, that used to play in the league for the Vikings, came to Mississippi State from Colorado. He was a Colorado offensive line coach last year,
Mm-hmm.
or 2024, and then after 1 year he moved to Mississippi State. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
do know that. Old Phil Loho used to be the right tackle for the Vikings for like 6-7 years.
I can see if Glass get injured, the first thing they're gonna be like, they're gonna be talking by the last name, calling him Broken Glass, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Tony, I had an interesting take. Just real quickly, since the James Pierce Jr. came out somewhere, I don't know where that came from. What it have to do with y'all tackles? Although I can guess, but I'm lost on that one. It just sounds like fear to me. But let me say this, and I know gray beards don't speak out of fear. But I don't know how James Pierce Jr. Let me say this about James Pierce Jr. Tony, I'm lost. I'm sorry. I don't know how he came up. But now I had two credible reports out of the Atlanta reporting community, Falcons reporting community. And they said that there's a leak out of the league office that they may be looking at waiting until he completes this diversion program before they take any punitive action against him, which means that he could potentially play the entire 2026 season, and then they make a determination as to what sort of suspensions and fines they want to put on him next year. Either way, I'm like you, Tony. I expect him to miss some time, whether it be in 2026 or 2027. But to wrap this up and put a bow on this, when it comes to whether Taylor Moton is back, week 2, whatever, however all of that work out, I've kind of stated my case on the week 2 matchup between us and y'all in Atlanta. And I like our chances, even if James Pierce Jr. is not there. And for whatever may encounter or occur injury-wise between us and y'all over the preseason, because y'all just don't win weeks 1 and 2. So I like my chances having y'all on the schedule week 2.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay.
Bloody said, Tony, I know this is an O-line discussion, but do y'all think Big Grizz could play O-Tech, Zero Tech, and do you think we can play a light box and run defense by having extra safety on the field for more speed? No and no. Derek Brown is definitely not a Zero Tech. They've experimented with that, and he is a true natural 3 technique. That's what he calls his most disruption. That's where he does most of his work. Running with a light box, I don't think we are proven to the point that we can stop the run with a light box. So, like I said, I would like to see Bobby Brown man the middle. I would like to see us run more of a 3-4, and you can build off of that. However you want to, however they see fit. You can still use 3 safeties on the field. However they go. But yeah, a light box, big Derek Brown in the middle, absolutely not. So, what you gonna say, Will?
Yeah, having James Pierce Jr. play 2026 with no punitive action, once now that the case has been settled, would be a PR nightmare for the NFL. So that ain't gonna happen. And 2, the reason why he came up is the week 2 matchup, and him not being there gives our newly constituted offensive lines a chance to get some rhythm, is why I brought it up. So it was merely kind of tying into the show that's going to be happening today in reference to, our must wins, signature wins, and, playoff teams and stuff like that, the way you have it categorized. That's kind of why that got brought up.
I was just kidding, Great Beard. I know.
No, I know.
I mean, and it's logical. I mean, our best weapon that we can throw at a team coming off of the edge, potentially not being there, you're right. That's big for our early season. Should he be gone now? Just lastly, getting off of James Pierce Jr. Falcon, his case hasn't been settled yet. And it won't be resolved until he completes this year-long diversion program.
What do you mean his case isn't settled? Hasn't his pre-trial conversion. Has a pre-trial stuff already been done, and they gave him this particular diversion program, right?
Yeah, he has to complete it though to have the charges dismissed.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, shout out to Eternal 252. Appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. Hit the like button for me. He said, if that's the case, broski, I'm going linebacker first round. Shout out to Antonio McClanahan. He said, like, subscribe, comment, and share the stream. Appreciate you for tapping in as well, my guy. Make sure you hit that like button. Poppin said, good morning. I'm so glad that Will the Sadiq freak has come to his good old Panther senses. Damn. Hey, appreciate you for tapping in. Popping this morning. Hit that like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. And shout out to Bloody too. I already read his comment, but shout out to Bloody as well. Thank you for tapping in this morning as well. And let me not forget, ladies and gentlemen, my lovely wife, Shantae Bryant, 7819. She said, good day. I have a question for Pastor Trenches. How much can y'all get for Ike Ekwonu? I'm just trying to save your young QB's life. Signed, a Cowboys fan. Hi, honey.
Oh my God. A house divided?
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Hello, my sweet darling, my everything, my Bonita Crocker. How are you doing?
Yes, sir.
And
that's my boy right there.
Listen, she has been on Ike Ekwonu neck for about 3 years now. If you want to get her triggered about the Panthers, just bring up Ike Ekwonu and Bryce Ricky season. She is all in. So yes, she's been trying to sell him since day one. So yeah, I don't know how much we can get for Ike, dear. You know, I believe they want to see him get healthy. Maybe his left tackle position will be gone by the time he gets back. That's what I'm hoping. Mm-hmm. And if worst case scenario, maybe he can slide into one of the interior guard spots. You know, if they decide to part ways with either Damon Lewis or Robert Hunt, maybe he can slide into one of the guard spots. I think he'll be a better guard in the NFL than a tackle anyway. So that would definitely be beneficial for him. Any one of you guys want to respond to Mrs. Bryant's question about?
Well, I just want to say good morning to the First Lady, and that, as Will prepares to answer it, that was a heck of a question. Very good question.
Yeah.
I should have known she was gonna come with that question because she don't talk about nothing but getting rid of Ike, so I shouldn't be surprised. Go ahead, Will.
I think that the way we have invested in the trenches, we have options. If Rasheed Walker played the entire season at left tackle and plays at a high level, how can you get rid of him? How you gonna say, oh yeah, we're gonna get the guy with the torn patella tendon, and we don't know how well he's gonna play, and he didn't play as well as the guy that we got right now. That's just not a thing. And if Monroe Freely plays well, then you could actually move off of Moton and invest the money in the left tackle. So and then give Ike interior guard starting money. Mm-hmm. But getting rid of Big 50 and Mr. Pancake, I don't know if I'm willing to do that.
So I think it's. Go ahead, Will. I'm sorry, I ain't know.
No, I was good. Yeah.
I think since given his draft status, where he was drafted at top 10, and what he's been for y'all, and coming up to his big boy payday in the NFL, I would think that teams would look at Ike, they would run him through the physicals if they deem him ready to go. I think that y'all would easily get, for a team who has a late second round draft pick, That's about as
Yeah.
the worst that you would get. It's hard to find tackles. So Icky certainly
is.
would fetch a second round pick. At worst, late first or top of the third. I mean, late second or top of the third. And I'm just keeping it 100. Not a fan, just knowing football. Icky wouldn't go for less than a late second or top of the third round. And he still might fetch because he's young. And teams rather have proven talent at them tackles protecting that quarterback than they rather, just take a guess on a guy coming out in the draft. So y'all could be in good shape either way, man. I think it's easier to find guards in the league than tackles. So converting Icky, it might be worthwhile to get the draft capital back in moving him. And then, y'all just find serviceable guard play. But, I'm going to say this real quickly with the Walker and with the Monroe Freeland thing. The price of tackles has gone up so much. I think that teams should be satisfied having good to great tackle play, but not elite. Because if you get an elite tackle, you finna pay through the nose for him. And I mean, if he's well worth it, like Trent Williams, then you gotta just eat that. But if he's not elite, Lane Johnson, guys like that, if he's not elite, you just good to great is a wonderful position to be in with your tackles.
Right. I got you. Hey, Uncle Gates said y'all can't tell me that Will, Red, and Tony wouldn't have been one of the illest hip hop groups in the 80s. I'm telling you.
I ain't laughing when I was on mute. I ain't wanted to show that.
Appreciate that, Uncle Gates.
They did a collabo with Boys to Men.
Boy, what you say?
Hey, thank you for tapping in, my guy. Reality Beat said, "What's Nick Simak position? Is he any good for us to use?" His position is center. Yeah, his position is center. But I think that center position battle is gonna come down between Sam Heck and Luke Fortner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Eternal 252 said Nick Simak is a center. Yes, sir, he is. Bloody said my brother popping his ish early.
Oh, that's what he do.
All right. And what's this? Oh, CJ, here he go. Tony is no longer past the trenches. He has been dubbed Low Tone Tony. And my wife said, I heard he had a new name.
Oh,
you know what? Yeah. The albums will be 2 weeks long. CJ said the album would have been 2 weeks long.
Yeah, you wrong for that.
That's
CJ.
crazy.
But where's the lie though? He ain't lied
yet.
Yeah.
He ain't lying.
Yeah. For real. Yeah. Mr. Longwinded over there would take up about a day and a half by himself.
Wait, what are you talking about? You looking in the mirror?
The owl. Yeah. Red So Long will last till Easter.
Yeah, you're wrong. Look at CJ. Peeking on the week. Look at it.
The name of the album will be called Raspy. You know what, broski? Whatever, man. Whatever. So yeah, that was the injury update. I had one more question because I asked a question about who would make a good tackle combination till Moton recovers. So let's look at the cornerback injury and how that kind of affects the team going into training camp. I think that is one that the team is not worried about as much since he's only expected maybe to miss a week or two if they're talking about him being available in the middle of camp. Which cornerback benefits from Horn's early camp absence? Will you go first?
You said which what which
Which
rookie?
which cornerback benefits most from Horn's early camp absence? And you could say rookie.
Yeah,
I mean, because Mike Jack has his position. So yeah.
I think Will Lee benefits the most. I think they know what they have in Corey Thornton. So they'll probably put Corey Thornton on the outside. They'll probably drop him in the slot and stuff like that. But it gives Will Lee a chance to play on that outside or play in the slot, kind of give him more opportunities to get reps. Until 8-ball come back, 8-ball being the dang on Drake London killer. So until 8-ball come back, there won't be any there will be opportunities for Will Lee to play on that outside, and it also gives an opportunity for 8-ball to watch the slot from, because they had him playing slot. I mean, he was saying when he said in this interview, he said, "Hey, playing in the slot, there's a lot of communication that happens there that he's not used to. He used to playing on the island, holding his shit down. He ain't got to worry about all that communication and stuff getting dirty down there in the slot over there on that other side, right? Or it's somewhere across the middle of the field. He ain't getting dirty down in there. He over there, doing this thing on his side of the field. So him to be able to go through that communication, sit on the side talking to the what's the dang on secondary coach? I can see Cooley sitting there talking with Cooley about what he's seeing and stuff like that may be beneficial. I think he probably will be cleared hot probably 10 days in the training camp, if that. So I don't think it'll be long before JC's back.
He might be talking on mic.
No, that was it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying Tony. He might be.
Tony might be talking with his.
Yep, I did. I had the mic muted. My bad.
No worries.
So yeah, we're gonna transition into the schedule show. We will continue tracking both situations throughout camp, but the Moton News reinforces something important about today's discussion. A schedule is never played on paper. Health, depth, protection, and roster readiness determine what those games actually look like when the season begins. Now let's get into Carolina's first place schedule. All right. So you guys know for the first 11 shows, we evaluated division, the coaching staff, the quarterback, the running backs, offensive line, wide receivers, the tight ends, the defensive front, the linebackers, safeties, and cornerbacks, right? Today, we take every one of those evaluations and put the entire roster against the schedule. Carolina won the NFC South last season. The reward is a first place schedule featuring Philadelphia, Seattle, and Denver, while every other team in the division receives a different 3-game placement package. The Panthers believe they are better. The schedule is going to make them prove it. And now, with Taylor Moton expected to miss regular season time, the schedule will also test whether Carolina's improved depth is strong enough to protect the offense until one of its most dependable veterans return. So before the first training camp practice begins tomorrow, we have one final question. Is Carolina built to repeat, or did the road get harder faster than the roster got better? So as you see on the screen, the first topic is the first place tax, right? So we start with a little bit of the facts. The Panthers schedule ranked the 10th hardest when measured. No, matter of fact, I can go ahead and throw this up on the screen now. Let me move this out the way so we can fully read it. Yeah, we can so it can be fully seen. All right. So yeah, the Panthers schedule ranks 10th hardest when measured by their opponents' combined 2025 winning percentage of No, 52% basically. A current market adjusted projection places Carolina third hardest. The methods disagree on some teams because one looks backward at last season and the other uses projected 2026 win totals, but both identify Carolina as having the most difficult schedule in the NFC South. Carolina plays 6 teams that reach the 2025 playoffs: Chicago, Philadelphia, Green Bay, Denver, Pittsburgh, and Seattle. The Panthers have 3 primetime games: Detroit at home, Green Bay on the road, and Tampa on the road. They have an early Week 5 bye, followed immediately by the trip to Philadelphia. From Week 6 to 13, which I call the gauntlet, Carolina faces Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Denver, New Orleans, Baltimore, Tampa Bay again, and Minnesota. 4 of the final 5 games are at home, including the Week 18 division finale against Atlanta. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and make this plain. The Panthers did not receive 17 completely different opponents from everybody else in the division. Most of the schedule is built from the same divisional rotation. The real tax for winning the South is Philadelphia, Seattle, and Denver. Hence, that's why I put them on the thumbnail. That is part of the schedule Carolina earned by finishing first. I do not believe a hard schedule is an automatic excuse. Good teams are supposed to beat other good teams. But I also will not pretend those 3 games are equal to New Orleans drawing the Giants, Cardinals, and Raiders. The Panthers wanted respect. They got prime time, division winners, and playoff opponents. That respect came with some responsibility. And now the responsibility includes proving that the offensive line can hold together while Taylor Moton recovers. So again, as we see here on the NFC South strength of schedule, Carolina does traditional SOS, which is strength of schedule, is the 10th hardest. The projected difficulty is 3rd hardest, and their placement games is the Eagles, Seahawks, and Broncos, which is the NFC West, NFC North, and the AFC West first place teams. Tampa has the 21st hardest, projected 10th hardest in the league. Atlanta has the 28th hardest schedule, projected 13th in the league, and New Orleans had the 31st hardest, second easiest in the league. And you can see what their placement games are. For New Orleans, it's the Giants, Cardinals, and Raiders. Atlanta has the Commanders, 49ers, and Chiefs. Tampa Bay has Cowboys, Rams, and Chargers. And Carolina has the Eagles, Seahawks, and Broncos. So the first question I'm going to ask to both you guys, and Will, because you are a resident Panther fan, Red Swarm is just tuning in. I'm going to ask you first.
I like that. I like that.
Is the first place schedule a legitimate competitive disadvantage, or simply the price Carolina must pay to prove it belongs among the NFC's better teams? What say you, sir?
It just proves that it's a proven schedule, and it's not as taxing as it would have been in most years. So when you look at our schedule, we're playing the Eagles, we're playing the Seahawks, and we're playing the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all legitimately difficult games. 1 on the road, right. 2 at home. So that bodes good for us. However, the whole premise of the season, the first 17 weeks, is to win your division. Division. So when people always bring up to me the schedule, and I'm glad you got it broken down like this, you have to look at what are your competition playing as well. The Cowboys ain't no easy out.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
The Cowboys,
the Rams ain't no easy out.
Now I was about to get to that. The
Okay,
Commanders.
go ahead. My bad.
The Commanders. I just want to go like down the NFC East. The Commanders or I would say is a step down in competition. But Atlanta, depending on when you catch them, they may give you some trouble. But I think they can get. I think Atlanta can get the Commanders. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it kind of tiers. And then New Orleans playing the Giants. And here's what I would say about that New Orleans and Giants game. That New Orleans and Giants game. If Tyler Shuck, Tyler Shuck, he better drink a lot of milk because they're gonna get him on the ground quite a bit with that damn that defensive front. And they know he got a propensity for breaking bones. So then when you start talking about the NFC West, you got the Seahawks, which is Super Bowl champs. However, they had to get rid of some pieces, but they still the Super Bowl champs. And then Tampa Bay got the Rams. Good God. I would much if you had to ask me, would you rather play the Seahawks or the Rams this year? Are you picking the Seahawks or the Rams?
right.
That's one. And then you talk about the 49ers. The 49ers ain't no easy out.
No, they're not.
I say facts. The Seahawks and the 49ers are like equal competition. We lucked up. I'm just talking about comparing our schedule to our opponent's schedule makes this a lot easier for us. Because if you're telling me the strength, when they say the strength of schedule, 10th hardest, Tampa Bay schedule is a lot harder than 10th in the projected 10th difficult, if you ask me.
Okay.
I think, and then, Atlanta playing the 49ers ain't no easy out. And then we're playing the Broncos. Tampa Bay is playing the Chargers. And Atlanta got the Chiefs. And depending on do y'all get the Chiefs early in the season, Red?
I'm sorry. I got to quit laughing first. I think somewhere around the middle, man. Somewhere around the middle.
Around the middle, so Mr. Magician will be back. That's not an easy out. That's not an easy out. And then obviously the New Orleans Saints got the Raiders, which is in a rebuild. Both the Raiders and the Cardinals are in a rebuild. So that really bodes well for them on their strength of schedule. With all of that being said, I'm glad that this is the year that we got the first place schedule, because I believe that our number 2 and our number 3 opponent, our number 2 and our number 3 in the division, as the rankings as it stands right now, has a difficult schedule as well. And I think that that's helpful to us as we walk through the 17-game season. So I'm glad you brought this up so people can put this into perspective, because everybody always like to say, oh, y'all got the third hardest schedule on earth, and everything is going to come down to Carolina losing everything when we playing the Seahawks and Tampa Bay playing the Rams. But nobody looks at it that way. So I'm glad you got it up here like this.
That's true.
No one looks at it that way. And then the Atlanta playing the 49ers. None of those are walk in the park.
Right.
So, okay. Thank you. But with that being said, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But hold on. Before you go, Red, let's welcome my little big cousin to the stage, Cat Daddy, aka CJ. What's going on with you, cuz?
What up, Cat Daddy?
Boy, let me tell you, this is gonna be the longest damn album in human history. I'm gonna have to take that back, Will. Your solo might go to Thanksgiving, dog.
Either one.
You belong together. Hey,
boy,
hey.
Oh my God.
Hey, we had to go in the intermission. We had to go in the intermission in the middle of my solo.
Yeah.
God,
It's like the World Cup. We had to take hydration breaks.
No, it's not like that. Y'all. Let me tell you, people listening to y'all album gonna have to take PTO, bro. Hey, boy.
Oh, that's right. Wake up and we still on in the morning on stage. Damn.
Go ahead, Red. You was doing a lot of chuckling over there. What you got?
I'm gonna try to stay with the topic.
Oh Lord.
Hold on, Tone. Hey, Red, can I go real quick before you go?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Get back with it.
go ahead, CJ. Go ahead, CJ.
Hey, I just wanted to say this. I just want to chime in on this part because and Will said a lot of it too. But y'all got to remember, okay, outside of these three teams right here, you know, everybody in the division plays the same schedule. We still got to play the winner of what is it, the NFC North. We got to play that division champ, which is what the Bears. We got to play the winner of the AFC North and the rest of those two divisions as well. And like Will was saying, and Red, I know you over there laughing, but you laughing because this joint is true. Now you look at Atlanta's schedule,
No,
Washington, the 49ers, and the Chiefs.
That's not why I'm laughing.
Oh, okay. Okay, my bad. The 49ers, the Commanders, and the Chiefs. Now, mind you, depending on how they get their act together, now we know the 49ers going to be a tough out. Okay, you got Pat Mahomes. He come back, see what he going to do. Jalen Daniels, Commanders might not be an easy out either. I think the only team on here that their strength of schedule, how it is right here, is probably pretty accurate is New Orleans. Okay, because my thing is like Will was saying, they got the Cowboys, Rams, and the Chargers. Now we know the Cowboys are going to be the Cowboys, but the Rams, Chargers is not an easy out as well. But for us as the Panthers, we still got to take on the Eagles, Seahawks, Broncos. Good thing is, like you were saying, 2 of the 3 are at home. So when we talk about the schedule, let's not forget now the rest of the teams in our division playing everybody else we playing. It's just that these 3 games right here are the difference. So
yeah, the placement games. Yeah.
All right, that's all I wanted to say. Go ahead, Red,
with your eulogy.
Yes, sir. Well, the reason
what the background music tone.
The reason that I was chuckling is because I think this is the difficult part of the show. Okay. Now, and I do get long-winded, so I'm gonna try to, not speak in paragraphs, as my kids say, and just get to the point. So Tony typically likes for us to stay on topic. I thought the topic was, how does the first place schedule impact the Carolina Panthers? Not how the second place schedule impacts Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not how the third place schedule impacts the Atlanta Falcons. And not how the fourth place schedule impacts the New Orleans Saints. Some people heard the same thing that I did. That's why I was chuckling. Now,
yeah.
But like I said, I know this is the difficult part. Go ahead, Tony.
No, I'm gonna say, but the graph does center on the NFC South, with us having the first place, in the third hardest projected schedule. So this is not Carolina up here by himself. This is the NFC South as well. So.
Okay, all right, good. Now I like having an opportunity to talk about the division as a whole, but
we know.
Get me if I'm wrong. I thought that this question was, how does the first place schedule impact the Carolina Panthers? Now, Carolina is the only team playing first place schedule. When it comes to y'all playing a first place schedule, let me say this. Let's see. Last year, Carolina was 0-3 against teams that won their division. The New England Patriots, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I'll go back through, since I know we're going to do a broader look at the entire division. I'll see how Atlanta did against third place teams from the divisions, and Tampa second place, and New Orleans fourth place teams. So I think if we're going to walk a straight line, we can look at first, second, third, fourth. I get that. Now, speaking on why I think it's an inherent disadvantage to Carolina, other than what I just pointed out about how you fared against first place teams last year. Also, you look at, when you talk about the teams in our division, you're right. There's no daylight between 3 teams that finished 8 and 9. So when it comes to common opponents, you could say we're even. I get that angle. But when you come to the 3 games that separate us, you have the teams that won their division last year. You have a 0-3 and a poor showing against teams that win their division. That is record-wise, that's factually correct what I just stated.
But that's last year, yeah. We trying to stick with this year. We're talking about projecting for this year, not the past.
Well, that's how you receive the first place schedule. So this year it'll be Seattle again.
No. We received the first place schedule because we won the NFC South, not because we lost the 3 first place teams last year. That's incorrect. That's not how we got the schedule that we got now. The reason why we have the schedule that we have right now is because we finished first in the NFC South and won the division. But go ahead.
Okay, so my comment could have been taken a number of different ways, but that's not the what I was trying to say to my audience. So you're actually correct when you say how you got a first place schedule. But what I'm saying is, because you got the first place schedule, you will once again, or at least with this year's schedule, face teams who won their division. If that's any clearer, it may not be. But what I was trying to say is the reward for winning the division is that you get to play other teams who also won their division, right?
Facts.
It's not the same 3 teams, but it will be Seattle, Denver, and the Eagles that is separated from their divisions and second, third, and fourth place teams, respectively, that the rest of us will play in NFC South.
So this is the price that we pay for being divisional champs and finishing in first place, that we do get a first place schedule.
Correct. And in that, what I'm saying is you typically have shown historically that you don't do well against teams that win their division. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay. All right. Anybody else got anything?
I'm gonna get off my soapbox because I know y'all gonna jump all over that because it's hard to accept.
Damn right.
The home record versus the road record isn't great. Y'all were 5-4 at home and 3-6 on the road. So I'm
not disputing any of that, Red. That's the factual information that you have and you put it out there. Cool. I'm looking forward. I'm not looking back about what we did in the past or even what we did last year. What we talking about right now is the strength of schedule for 2026 based off what we did last year. Like this is a new day.
Where did I not address that at?
Well, you went back and say about who we lost to in first place last, historically and this and that. And I just, for me personally, I didn't feel like that had anything to do with the debate question because, like you pointed out, my question was about the first place schedule being a competitive disadvantage. So that's talking about this year. You went a couple years back. So I just wanted to bring that.
But and CJ, I know you're getting in, but just so that I'm clear with the host, is to leave that right now. So did I not follow up to y'all talking about the Falcons playing Kansas City, playing the 49ers? Is that not based on who those teams were and who we expect them to be? So we're each projecting the teams that we're going to play based on who those teams are. Am I incorrect in that?
Yeah, who they will be.
Well, yeah,
in 2026.
that's the whole premise of. Listen, Ray, I'm not gonna go back and forth with this. I pointed out exactly what I felt like wasn't needed, and talking about who we lost to 0-3, who 0-3 against history wise. Again, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. So just like you mentioned about Will staying on topic, I want you to stay on topic. I want CJ to stay on topic. We're talking about the 2026 schedule.
Yeah.
Based off
what we
finished 2025.
Sometimes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you
ahead.
can say what you will, but I did talk about y'all playing first place teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, CJ. You was gonna say something?
Yeah, let me just say this. Okay. So to answer the question, yes, everybody who plays a first place schedule, that is a tactical disadvantage for that team in that season. Okay, this is a disadvantage, for the Carolina the Panthers, for the Carolina Panthers, because we are playing first place teams. Now, with that being said, it's a disadvantage right now on paper. Okay, when the season starts and as the season gets going on, that may change. Okay, that may change because you got injuries. Anything can happen to any of these other teams. They might get out there and forget how to play and just be ass. So right now, is this an advantage for Carolina Panthers? I don't think so. But I'm glad to be in this position than not. I'm glad to come in 2025 saying we are the 20. We won our division last year. So yes, do I think it's a disadvantage right now? But that could change later on in the season.
Well, stay right there, CJ, because I'm gonna come right back to you with this question, and then Will, and then Red.
Mhm.
Which of Carolina's 3 placement games is the most difficult matchup?
Um, the Broncos.
Okay, Will, what you got?
I got the Broncos on that one. um,
Okay,
that deep Broncos defense. I mean, good God, that they built a hell of a defense over there. The only way that we really win that game is to make it a defensive battle, and our offense could do more against their defense than their defense could do against. Their defense. Our defense can stop their offense more than we are stopped, because
yeah,
that defense is incredible. And speaking of this year's schedule, I mean, hell, we don't have to play Myles Garrett in week 3, and that's a damn blessing. We don't got to
oh
play
yeah,
Myles
yeah,
Garrett.
yeah,
We don't got to play. We don't got to play. Goddamn the damn superhuman week 3, and he's on the Rams, and he got to play the Buccaneers week 3. Whenever they play the Buccaneers, so that's a blessing for us.
okay. Red One, what you got?
Yeah, I think Denver. I don't know that there's a big difference in Denver's defense and Seattle's defense. But I would say on the back end, Denver grades out better than Seattle with the changes that came to them. In the offseason with teams picking off of a Super Bowl winner. But it's hard. It's a tough decision to make when you're playing the last year's Super Bowl champion. But yeah, I agree with y'all. I say Denver.
Yeah, I guess I'll be the only one to go against the grain because I believe it's the Seahawks. That defense, the pressure that they create, they get at you on all 3 levels. They're aggressive. They got some ball hawks. Um, Mike McDonald is a defensive genius. They didn't lose much from their defense after winning the Super Bowl. I think majority of those guys are back. From these 3 teams, I think Seattle has the best front 4 that we will face. Like I said, they can create pressure in the middle and off the edge. So this is a team that won the Super Bowl last year and didn't have not a single player in double-digit sacks. So they did it collectively as a group. Yeah, I think that will be the most difficult matchup to me. Um, Red, I'm gonna start with you first on this
Okay.
one. Um, does Taylor Moton's absence make Chicago or Atlanta more dangerous early matchups?
Yes.
Then I'll go Will. You say yeah.
Yeah.
How so?
Anytime you're trying to gain some sort of continuity along the offensive line, and you're starting with completely different 2 tackles from the year before,
Mm-hmm.
that's a dangerous situation to be in. So yeah.
Okay, Will, what you got?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Does Taylor Moton's absence make Chicago or Atlanta more dangerous early matchups?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we're gonna be out there with a rookie tackle, and that was I don't think that was going to be the design, because I think Walker was going to start at left tackle, and Moton was going to be right tackle. So yeah, it makes it a more difficult early matchup, but we're going to have to see how that shakes out. That one hurts. That one absolutely does sting.
Yeah, it does. Go ahead, CJ.
The Chicago game, yeah, the other game, not really.
I agree with CJ because y'all was gonna lose them first two either way. So I agree with him. Not really. It don't make no difference.
Damn.
Yeah, I agree with him.
I bet you do, Eddie Kane.
Y'all something else this morning. Hey, listen, before we move forward, we are an hour and 19 minutes into this live. There are 58 people currently watching. If you're enjoying the show, enjoying the vibes, the great debates, conversations that are being had this morning, scan the QR code in the top right, support the show. There's also a pinned comment in the YouTube chat at the top that takes you directly to the PayPal. Show whatever your heart leads you to giving or donating. The show and I will greatly appreciate that. All right, we'll greatly appreciate that. And for ones that are watching right now that have not hit the like button on their way in, hit that like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. Earl said, "What's good, Tony? What's good, Earl Lock there? Hey, appreciate you for being here, my guy. Hit that like button for me." Commander 336. So nobody asked you to agree. Okay. Hey, 336, hit that like button for me. All right. I greatly appreciate it. I know it's probably with some other names that I missed early on. Omar says season is here. Facts. That's big facts. Terrence Farrell 5428 said Red Swarm, ladies and gentlemen. You know how you do, Terrence. Hey, hit that like button for me, man. If you're not subscribed to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, hey, open up another browser, subscribe to the channel, and also subscribe to Carolina Armchair GM channel as well. We'll greatly appreciate it. I stream to both platforms Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time. So I'm trying to be that morning voice that brings you great conversation and debate and energy 5 days a week. I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, the QR code is in the top right. The pinned comment is in the YouTube chat. So if you send it through PayPal, let me know in the comments so I can properly shout you out. I'm not going to give out nobody government unless it's Red Swarm. But everybody else, yeah, I'll make sure you're protected.
Hey Tone, can I say this before I go? I gotta go earn a paycheck here.
Yeah, what's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Red Swarm, and these are the Dirty
Boy, y'all
Pictures.
dirty,
Okay,
boy.
I'm
Y'all
out.
so dirty, man. Y'all so dirty. Y'all so dirty.
That's
boy.
CJ. That's CJ.
Boy,
hey,
y'all
I had
so
nothing to do
dirty,
with that.
boy. Y'all hard.
No. Don't
Y'all
believe that,
hard
Red.
on
Don't
me,
believe that,
boy.
Red, because Tony gonna call me later on. So, boy, you hell for
Boy,
that.
y'all
Boy,
so
that was
hard.
funny as hell.
Boy. Y'all so dirty, man.
Zulu King 910 said, "What it do, armchair?"
Later, y'all.
What up, Zulu King?
What up, Zulu?
All right, fam.
SC Panther Boy says, "Sup, low tone." Mr. Butt Crack, South Carolina. Curtis Jr. and Blue Swarm. Boy, I tell you,
Yes,
SC got a nickname for everybody. You hear me? You cannot make it. He will give you a nickname. That is for sure. SC also said, "Hit the like buttons as soon as the page loads." Facts. SC 336. That is facts. And 028 Tyrone said, "Good morning. Keep pounding." Good morning to you, my guy. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna transition to our second topic. All right. So the schedule tells us where the tests are coming from. Now we have to decide whether Carolina has enough answers. We have already spent this series evaluating every position group, so I'm not going to recycle the entire roster conversation. I want to reduce this season to 3 pressure points that will decide whether the Panthers survive that road. And after today's injury update, offensive line continuity carries even more weight. All right. And real quick, shout out Red Swarm for the $5 super chat. Just showing some love for the show, Greek. I don't have PayPal. Hey, Red Swarm, I greatly appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you supporting the channel. You tap in every day when you can and be a part of the show, and I greatly appreciate it, my guy. So thank you for that $5 super chat.
Yes, sir. Don't let me
Will
be the
said
only
dope
one,
name
y'all.
Zulu King. Hey, you heard him. I ain't said he did. Don't let
That's
him be the
right.
only one.
That's right.
Yeah, don't let him be the only one.
Tighten up.
Yeah. Command 336 is off subject, but have y'all talked Wiley yet? Who? Wiley who?
Isn't
Who you
Wiley in
talking about,
Germany?
336?
Oh, yeah, I guess he's saying
Yeah.
talk to Wiley lately. Yeah.
Oh, have you talked to Wiley lately? I talked to Wiley about 3 weeks ago. Three or 4 weeks ago. He matter of fact, he's not in Germany anymore. He's in Spain.
Oh,
So yeah. He's doing good though. He's doing good.
Good.
All right. And Will said dope name, Zulu King. All right. Yeah, so yeah, I greatly appreciate it, man. Y'all hit that scan that QR code at the top right, hit that PayPal link. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so let's see. Topic 2, we're gonna talk about the 3 pressure points that will decide the season. All right, so let me give you the facts first. Bryce Young enters a contract season after throwing for over 3,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, 11 interceptions in 2025, with 2 additional rushing touchdowns. Carolina invested in the supporting structure by adding tackle Rasheed Walker, center Luke Fortner, first-round tackle Monroe Freeling, and third-round receiver Chris Brazel II. Taylor Moton is expected to miss regular season time while receiving treatment for a blood clot in his lungs. J.C. Horn will begin camp on the NFI list after a foot injury requiring stitches, although he is expected to return early in camp. The defense added Jalen Phillips and Devin Lloyd to a core that includes Derek Brown, Horn, and Trayvon Moore. All right. So I didn't make a graphic for this one, but the first pressure point is Bryce Young against quality defenses. All right. So the schedule includes defensive tests from Philadelphia, Denver, Baltimore, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Seattle, and Chicago. Some of these opponents can stop the run without committing extra defenders. Others can pressure the quarterback while keeping numbers in coverage. Bryce does not have to become somebody else. He has to become more consistent at being the best version of himself. Let me say that again, because I have said that repeatedly to anybody that will listen. He don't have to become somebody else. He just has to be more consistent at being the best version of himself. That's what I want to see. So I had to make sure I put that in there today. When Carolina stays on schedule, the offense can use the run game, play action, movement, and defined answers. But good defenses are going to create third and long, muddy the picture, and force Bryce to win late in the down. The contract year question is not whether Bryce can play quarterback in the NFL. The question is whether he can elevate the offense when the preferred structure is taken away. All right. So I have a pressure question for you gentlemen. And Will, you can take this one first. Can Bryce Young win games when Carolina cannot rely on the run game, clean protection, and favorable down the distance? What say you, sir?
He can. The consistency is what concerns me. He's done it in the past, but there has been some inconsistencies there. You rightfully pointed it out. I think that with all of the key ingredients that he has this season across the offense, I mean, it is not optimal about investing in the trenches we have. So I don't think that the trenches are in shambles, but it's not ideal. So to land a plane on this, yes, he can. He has to be more consistent at it, as you pointed out. And this is his year to show everyone that he can be what we think he is. Well, what some of us think he is.
Okay. Red, what you got? Can Bryce Young win games when Carolina cannot rely on the run game, clean protection, and favorable down the distance?
So, we're projecting forward. You're asking me my thoughts on the future. Can he do it? I would say he can win them here and there. Very inconsistent. I think he will continue to show that is who he is. He's been inconsistent for 3 years. That's typically long enough to know what a person is going to be. If you were in a 3-year relationship, you should know who that person is 3 years in. So I think he'll be consistent. I think there'll be 1 or 2 games where he has the team on his back and he'll pull it out. And then there'll be 5 or 6 games where he'll need to win it for y'all and he will fail to do so.
Okay. I'm gonna say no. I don't think he's in the position right now to put the team on his back like that. Like if everything else around him breaks down, could he carry the team by himself? I don't believe so because I haven't seen it done. I don't think I've seen a game where everything else around him has broke down and he just put the team on his back and willed them to a win or led them to a win. But that's not to say that he's not a good quarterback just because he hasn't done it. Because you really don't know what a person can or cannot do unless they are put in that situation. He definitely has led some fourth quarter comebacks. He definitely has led us from some comebacks and give us an opportunity to win at the end of the game, whether it be tying the score or taking the lead, and the defense didn't, do their part. So if you look at it from that standpoint, then yeah, you could say yeah. But based off the question that I asked, when he cannot rely on the run game, clean protection, and favorable down the distance, all 3 of those things at the same time. Yeah, the way it's set up right now, the way he is right now, from what I've seen, no, I don't think he can just overcome all that at one time. That's again, that's just my opinion. Anybody want to respond or give a rebuttal to that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you kind of connected the dots because I was thinking, he's shown flashes of fourth quarter comebacks,
Right.
critical fourth and unfavorable down and distance where he's able to convert those types of things. But putting the team on his back and willing us to a win. I mean, year 1, it was impossible to do that. Year 2, he was growing in Canales' system. And year 3, he didn't do that. But to Red's comment, I offer to him 3 years, you know who we are. I hand you Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Drew Brees. The list can go on and on and on of quarterbacks that have been in the league for greater than 3 years and developed over time. So to the 3 years, you know who the quarterback is. That's not necessarily always a true point.
I have to agree. I have to agree with you on that, Will, because everybody's development is different. Um, Now you would like to believe that by year 3, at the end of year 3, going into year 4, that you know exactly what you got. When I look at his last 3 years, his first 3 years, like I said, that first season, if I could, I would give him a mulligan, but you can't. It is what it is. The first 2 games, season 2, which looked like a shell of himself, gave me remnants of what he was in the first season, and then he got benched, and then he came back, and then you saw a different Bryce, and that Bryce has, in my opinion, gotten a little bit better every step of the way. So in my opinion, we only got a little over a year and a half worth of game where I feel like you can really judge him based on where you thought he would be year 1 and he wasn't there. Um, and you just look at where he started to overcome those adversities after he got benched. That's where I'm really starting to clock with him. So technically, in my mind, in my opinion, it's more of a year and a half, almost 2 years worth of evidence as opposed to 3 years. Because there's a lot of things in that first year that was out of his control, that he had nothing to do with. There was no stability from the front office to the head coaches to the coordinators. So it's hard to triculate that instability down to him and then expect him to hold the fort for everything or everybody else. I don't think that was fair. But again, year 1, it is what it is. So, some people don't give him any grace. I do. And what I'm judging him on now is based off almost 2 years worth of work instead of 3. Red, you got anything?
Yeah. Just quickly, I thought my comments were well placed. I get that, you know, that you like to make concessions for and add some context to the things that Bryce had to overcome to get to his below average quarterback play that CJ showed us over the weekend. But I find it interesting that Will mentioned some of the quarterbacks who have been able to do it. Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, among others. They too overcame less than prime situations. I don't know, and I know y'all like to hang Frank Reich and his staff on Bryce Young. But I can tell you, just as a football fan, somebody who knows this game and watches this game, he didn't have it as bad as Trevor Lawrence did with Urban Meyer. He didn't. And when you make those sort of comparisons, you open the Pandora's box up on, was it really that bad? I think regardless of what you think of it in the situation, when Dave Canales come in, they saw it fit to bench him. And, Tony, I hear you say a mulligan and those sort of things. I hear all the time, since Tua's here in Atlanta, people talk about his getting benched last year. And I don't rail back against them because that's a fair point to be made. But to me, a benching is a benching. And when I take all of that into account, Bryce hasn't shown me, outside of my hate for the Panthers, Bryce hasn't shown me anything that says that he's going to be something significantly different than what he has been. I think that he is a quarterback that must rely on elite talent around him for him to to be a part of a team that is elite offensively, echoing his Alabama days. And he hasn't transitioned in the NFL in a way that shows that he can take lesser talent and get more out of them. I think that's why there's such a big disparity between what your defense has been able to rise to and why your offense still ranks in the bottom of the NFL. So I don't have any faith that he can be that force that takes y'all's offense to the next level.
And FYI, Red, I didn't mention Trevor Lawrence. You did. I never mentioned his name.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I know you would.
I
You wanted to be, because what happens is in the echo chamber about Bryce Young, they always use the Urban Meyer and the Frank Wright as a discussion point. They use that. They do that a lot in the Bryce Young hatred echo chamber. That's why you assume.
Always brings up.
Yeah, so that's why. I'm sorry. That's the reason why you assume I said that. Because that has nothing. That has no facts bearing on the problem. That is merely just a talking point. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, I mean, Red, you did bring up Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer, and I would have to disagree with you on that, on whether who had it bad. They both had it bad. Let's just be clear about that. I don't think Trevor Lawrence was affected by ownership decisions or by head coach and offensive coordinator that can't decide on decisions. I think that what Trevor Lawrence went through with Urban Meyer was more about Urban Meyer off-field stuff than on the field stuff. Bryce Young was affected from the ownership to the head coach to the coordinators, all that. So I think there was a little bit more to it that Bryce had to deal with than what Trevor had to deal with Urban Meyer. Now that's just my opinion. Neither one of them entered their year one into the league in ideal situations. Everybody thought that Urban Meyer was going to be a benefit for Jacksonville, and it turned out to be otherwise. People thought, including myself, thought that Frank Wright and Jim Caldwell and Dom Capers and all those guys was going to be beneficial for Bryce Young and the rest of the team. Well, that didn't work out as well as we had hoped either. So, but both of them didn't enter the league with ideal situations. And when you brought up Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, let's remember Sam Darnold didn't become who we knew he could become until Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? Not his 3 years with the Jets, not his 3 years with the Jets, not his 2 years with Carolina. He had a brief stint in San Francisco, went to Minnesota, had a breakout year, parlay that to another breakout year with the Seahawks and won the championship. So he didn't have ideal situation. Baker Mayfield had a breakout rookie season, but then after that, pretty much tailed off until he got to Tampa Bay. So like I said, everybody's development is different. That's why if you're a first round quarterback coming into a situation about depending on who your head coach is, what kind of scheme they're running, if they're trying to build that scheme around you, or they're trying to fit you into the scheme that they have already ran and that they're accustomed to. I mean, there's a lot of different variables that can affect a quarterback, especially a first round quarterback, top 10 or number 1 overall pick. And let's not forget, they were number 1 overall picks for a reason, because the team that picked them was probably the worst the year before.
Absolutely.
So it's not like they coming in with a ready built gravy train waiting for them. That's never the case when you pick number one overall or top 5. So
And Tony, just real quickly, last thing. One of the things too that was of note, and I've heard this discussion too, is that one of the common things when you talk about Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, some of those quarterbacks, it wasn't until they were on their second or third or subsequent team before we started to finally see them reach their peak. So that's an interesting take on that as well.
And that's because some teams have some teams like the Jets and in the past, the Chargers had very short patience for productivity, growth, and development. It wouldn't have mattered what quarterback you would have put in Carolina in Bryce's first season. It wouldn't have mattered what quarterback you had there. It would not have been a successful season. There may have been a little more success if you had like a Hall of Fame-esque type quarterback, but it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same. So by us actually, our front office actually rebuilding a winnable, sustainable team, we are more competitive now as a franchise, external to the quarterback situation. And that's most important in my eyes.
Okay. Hey, shout out real quick to Reality Beats 11 for the 1999 super chat. I greatly appreciate it, my guy. He said in 3 years, I seen BY9 learn from his mistakes and has the ability to improve. And even MJ got benched. The turtle won the race against the rabbit because the turtle kept going. In marriage's first 3 years is the hardest. Hey, that's you make a good point there. I appreciate that super chat. Reality Beats.
I disagree with the first 3 years being the hardest, but I mean, okay. And listen, and it just goes to show what y'all said. Every situation is different. Some people plan to get married and they have things in place, and 3 years can be that what they call that honeymoon phase. So some people say that there's an 8-year wall to marriages, and that the 8th year is when you see, a lot of divorces occur.
So Ed said, so Tony, you just going to bypass Baker Mayfield's playoffs run in Cleveland, which was his 3rd year. No, I'm not going to bypass that. I mean, I honestly forgot, but yeah, Baker did lead them to their first playoff appearance in what was like 20, 30 years or something like that. I think they went like 11-5.
Yeah, it didn't happen until 2 times Coach of the Year, Kevin Stefanski got there.
And then they damn traded his ass right after that.
Yep.
Yeah.
The owner.
So no,
Edge. That's what I tell you, have a meddlesome owner.
Yeah, I didn't gloss over that. I didn't gloss over that fact. Again, there was a reason why Cleveland traded Baker Mayfield before his rookie contract was up, and things didn't pick up for him until Tampa. So I believe he's in a great position now. If you remember as well, Baker coming out of college was not the most mature person in the world. He had issues before the draft, before he got drafted. So do I think he's a better man today than he was then? I think he's overcome and matured a lot now than he was then. So yeah, I appreciate that comment. I didn't have another question. So So evidence to monitor in camp. The timing and trust with T-Mac, Jalen Coker, Xavier Legette, John Mitchell, and Chris Brazel. Answers against simulated pressure and disguised coverage, red zone anticipation, third down command when the defense knows Carolina must throw. And this graphic that I have on the screen now, I forgot to put it up while we were talking about the schedule, but this is the first place tax. And as you can see, for each team in the NFC South, the 3 teams that they play, that's from the same division. So we all play teams from the NFC East, the NFC West, and the AFC West, and it's in first, second, third, and fourth order. We kind of saw that on the first graphic that I put up there, but yeah, I wanted to put this up there and because
How do we
I
put that
forgot
in
to put it in
perspective,
for
though,
sure.
Tony? If we can't look at what those teams were last year, how do we put this into perspective?
Well, the first slide, which is talking about the NFC South, it did let you know. Well, Carolina, Tampa, and Atlanta, those three teams finished 8-9. New Orleans
Mhm.
finished 6-11.
Mhm.
So for uh
No,
tiebreaker
no, I'm talking about
reasons.
the opponents. I'm talking about the opponents.
Oh well, yeah. Well, because honestly, Red, their record is not important in this discussion. This is just talking about where they finished in uh their division. Tampa finished
Mhm.
second in ours, so they're gonna play uh three second place placement games. Atlanta finished third. They're gonna play three teams that finished third in their division. New Orleans finished fourth. They're gonna play four teams that finished fourth in their division. So that's how it that's how the strength of schedule works.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
And this is all opinion based, of course. But what I'm trying to get at when you say the uncommon opponents, right? Ranked, like you see there, Eagles, if you just go down the column, Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, how they
Mhm.
finished in their divisions. Now, what I was trying to get at, how can you measure whether Carolina is facing a more difficult and daunting schedule based on the Eagles, Seahawks, Broncos than, say, the Falcons facing the Commanders, 49ers, Chiefs? I think if you were to, and I'll take a stab, if you were to do a power ranking today, and power rankings are subjective, let me just admit that initially. If you were to do a power ranking today, the teams in the NFC South would probably be closer to one another in that ranking, but the Eagles, Seahawks, and Broncos would likely be higher in that ranking collectively than the Commanders, 49ers, and Chiefs. I think you'll have some teams sprinkled in here and there. The Rams for Tampa Bay, that's going to be very, very high on that power ranking. The Broncos, Seahawks, Eagles, Commanders, not so high. People are still sort of waiting to see how Jaden Daniels comes back. The Chiefs will be given the benefit and be high. 49ers, somewhere around the top 10. We can all agree that the Giants, Cardinals, and Raiders will be lower than people think of the Saints right now. And that's why I think a lot of people have the Saints as possibly winning our division next year. But what I'm trying to say is that that's one way to look at this as well. When you have three teams that were each 8-9, as you said, and another team, the fourth team that was really only 2 games out from those guys, then you look at the uncommon opponents. I don't think there's a mystery as to why they rank your schedule as being so hard.
Okay. Like you said, Red, that's your opinion, and that's another way you could look at it. I mean, that's true. There can be 15 ways you can look at it if you choose to do so. I'm just looking at it based off of Carolina having the 10th hardest strength of schedule. The projected difficulty is the third hardest. This is not something that I projected. This is the projections of the league. Okay, so whatever formula that they came up with to come up with these numbers, I'm not privy to. Based off the games that they are playing, again, they won the NFC South first place, so they're going to have a first place schedule. Um, Now I'm not trying to compare Carolina placement games to Atlanta placement games and say, oh well, which one is harder? because they playing these 3 games. That's not what I'm doing. Again, the placement games, the Eagles, Seahawks, the Broncos, they all finished first in their division. Cowboys, Rams, Chargers, they finished second. Commanders, 49ers, and Chiefs, they finished third. Giants, Cardinals, and Raiders, they finished fourth. And like you said, New Orleans had the 31st hardest, which is technically like the second easiest. So based on that, I can see why some people may feel like Atlanta will win the division because their schedule is the easiest. That very well could be true. I can't predict the future. I just go off the numbers that are here, that are projected based off how the season ended last year. And that's all I'm doing. No more, no less.
Okay.
Let me bring to this. Bring to the screen. Bring to the panel. My boy Driver. Driver, what's happening?
What it do?
What it do, Driver?
What's
going
Driver?
on? Talk to me.
Man, what it do, pal, man? What y'all got this nigga Red up here lying about today?
Hey, Red got opinions just like everybody else, man. Hey, he just giving his opinions. Having great conversation. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What you got, Driver?
Oh man, I'm just listening in, man. Just listening in.
Oh, let me hold on before you go. Let me answer 336. He says, so simply because Bryce struggled mightily in year 1 in Carolina, no rookie QB would have been successful here in 2023. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. No rookie.
That's exactly what I am saying. Yeah,
no rookie quarterback in 2023 would have succeeded in Carolina that year. I don't care if you're talking about CJ Stroud. I don't even know who
Joe
was
Burrow.
the third or fourth. Yeah, whatever quarterback you could think of, 336, that was a rookie in 2023.
Oh, okay. You're saying only those rookies. Okay, you're saying okay.
Yes, in 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. I
think
what other rookies would y'all think I'm talking about?
I think CJ would have done better. And I don't want to get deep into this. I don't want to get deep into this.
So cause let me stop it right there because we're not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna compare that.
Cool.
That topic has happened enough times.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's not about comparing Bryce to CJ Stroud per se. He asked me a question and I'm just simply giving him an answer. No, I do not believe any quarterback would have succeeded in Carolina as a rookie in 2023. All right. So I hope that answers your question. 336. Tim Bullock said Bryce was sacked like 62 times. That's a fact. J Live 504 says Saints are in position to win division because of strength of schedule. Hey, the schedule does favor them. Tony Red don't like that. Okay. I probably don't. I don't know which topic or which conversation you're talking about.
He was talking about either. So.
What's good, passenger? I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, talking the driver. Well, driver here. Time to leave the building. Dang, driver, you running people off already. Don't be running my people off now. He thought
I love pissing them off, man. I gotta piss them off.
Not any rookie. Like, we're talking about the rookies of 2023, from the first round to the 7th round in 2023. I don't think there was no quarterback that could have succeeded in Carolina at all. Yeah. So Zaire Q said, I don't agree. I think CJ Stroud would have been successful, but Bryce is my QB, so I support Bryce. All right. Appreciate that comment, Zaire. If you haven't hit the like button, appreciate if you guys do hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, subscribe to my channel as well. Turn the post notification bell. Select all so you'll be made aware anytime that I go live. I am live Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern time. Okay. J Live said Big Red. Earl Locklear said that's a fact, Tony. No QB would have won in 2023. No QB would have done any better than what Bryce had done in 2023 with the 2023 Panthers. Yeah, and that's my strong opinion. I'm staying 10 toes down on that. Eternal said, "Hey, 336. So rookie year was so bad that even in year 3 with upgraded weapons, he only threw for 100 more yards. It seems to be the same." All right. Papa said, "What up, limousine?" Don't know who that is, but what up,
Driver.
limousine? Oh, driver. So
Limousine.
driver, you we're getting ready to get into pressure point 2, the offensive line continuity and depth. So I'm going to read my little dialogue, and then you be the first one to answer the question. All right. So Carolina has invested resources across the offensive line, but talent alone does not create immediate continuity. We already talked about Moton's absence and how that make the tackle competition an urgent regular season issue, not merely camp evaluation. The Panthers must determine who starts at left tackle, who starts at right tackle, whether Freeling develops on one side or cross trains, whether Walker becomes the stabilizing veteran, which reserve tackle can enter without forcing the offense to shrink, how quickly the starting 5 can build communication. The names look better, the competition looks deeper, but offensive line football is not a collection of resumes. The tackle has to understand the guard. The center has to set the center has to set the protection. Everybody has to see movement and pressure through the same set of eyes. Carolina cannot spend September figuring out what it wants to be up front and expect the schedule to wait. That's not going to happen. Chicago, Atlanta, Cleveland, and Detroit arrive before the week 5 reset. So the question for you, driver, you can go first, then Will. Can Carolina identify its best 5 talking about offensive line, build communication, and establish dependable tackle play while Taylor Moton recovers? What say you?
Yeah, I think the preseason alone to kind of give us a little what if it could be justification or not, whether we drafted the number one, I mean, the tackle at number in the first round. I look at it from a perspective what we went through last year dealing with injuries. So yeah, I think Walker and my guy we drafted out of Georgia, yeah, they'll be able to give us
Monroe Freeland.
Monroe, the depth that we need to compete, until Moton get back. Me personally, I think he'll be ready for the beginning of the season. I know they said it's probably a 6-month. He could be out 6 months, but I think it's still early. I'm glad they caught it early. I think they knew about it because they say they reported on it early in the off season about it. So I think they're ahead of schedule, man. I think it's just something they just wanted to put out just to get some more feedback on the situation. So people won't be surprised.
They say they found out in late June. So that's not too long ago.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, finish.
Nah. I'm just saying that, what I'm saying, we projected, to start either Walker or your Burrow. So I just look at it this situation, they signed back Brady Christensen. And I just think they prepared, man. I look at this situation where they'll be, like I say, the preseason to kind of get them to where they'll be up to speed to where everybody will be aware of the situation. So I'm not concerned at all. I think they'll be ready.
Okay. Go ahead, Will.
It's not ideal. I know I've been saying that all morning. It's not ideal. I think that what our front office did by investing in the upfront trenches, I mean they got Stone Fold, which made us nervous. We was able to get Rasheed Walker, which everybody thought he was going to be a $20 million, at least a $20 million a year Left tackle, we got for $4 million, $10 million total all up with his incentives. And we invested in our first round pick for a left tackle. It's going, I think his name is Joe Gilbert, is our O-line coach, right?
Yeah, one of the offensive line coach and Harold Goodman.
Yep, those guys is going to be their time to shine this training camp. They're going to have to figure out who's going to be starting, build that continuity, all those things, because you got to think there's a new center and there's 2 new tackles. So they're going to really have to think through that and build that continuity fast. Can they get it done? Yes. Is it concerning? Absolutely, to me.
Okay. What you got, Red?
Yeah, I mean, let me play my role. Yeah, it's a problem. And not only is it a problem, and keeping what Will told me last offseason, it's a big problem. It's a real big problem. Not only are you down one of your starting tackles, you are down both of your starting tackles. And as you said, Tony, rightly, it's not a good situation where you're bringing in a free agent tackle who was a free agent for a reason, and you're trying to get a rookie ready to go in a preseason. Now, offensive lineman is one of those positions that you'd rather let a guy ease into. But he's a first-round pick. He's a UGA dog. And I think y'all got something there. Now, you don't know till they get on the field and get, in the trenches, past the trenches. You won't know until you see him in battle. So, but going into war, it's not a favorable matchup. And for those who want to paint it lightly, as if, Moulton's out for a little bit, Icky probably for the year. Oh, no big deal. We made changes. We'll keep rolling. Yeah, I think that even if you just look at O-line rankings, once we get through training camp and going into the season, you'll see the Panthers fall back some from where they were when Taylor Moulton was listed as being your starting right guard going into, or left, whichever one he is, going into right tackle going into the season.
I got you. All right. Before I start, go to pressure point 3. And listen, we've been in here 2 hours now. If you're enjoying the conversation, enjoying the debate, enjoying the energy and vibe that the morning kickoff is bringing to you this morning, show love to the channel, support the show, scan the QR code in the top right. I would greatly appreciate it. There's also a PayPal link that is pinned at the top of the YouTube chat. You can also send a donation through PayPal. I greatly appreciate it. So the pressure point number 3, pass rush and coverage working together. All right. So Carolina strengthened the front and added range at linebacker, but the schedule features quarterbacks who punish hesitation and coverage busts. The defense must create pressure without turning every third down into an all or nothing pressure call. Horn's expected short-term absence gives young corners additional camp work, but the defense still needs its top corner healthy and fully connected before the regular season. If Jalen Phillips, Derrick Brown, and the rest of the front can affect the quarterback with 4, Carolina can keep more bodies in coverage and protect the secondary. If the pressure does not arrive, the coverage must hold longer. If the coverage communication breaks, the rush does not have time to get home. Those are not separate problems. They are connected. So the question I have, and Will, you can go first on this one, and then Red. Can Carolina pressure experienced quarterbacks without constantly exposing its cover structure? What say you, sir?
This season, yes. I think the addition of Jalen Phillips is going to be helpful. Second year Scorton is going to be beneficial, and we all know that 95 is a problem for anybody in the NFL. I think that allows our linebackers to be clean, play freely, and if we know anything about our the addition of Devin Lloyd, it's going to allow him to be able to play the middle of the field more consistently. Also, Devin Lloyd can call the defense more cleanly. I don't know if you remember this, but when they had gave Trevor Wallace the mic, he was the green dot, and they they could barely understand him in the huddle.
Yeah.
There's clear. I don't know if anybody. Okay, you do. Clear communication problems. I think a lot of that gets cleaned up. And Devin Lloyd is a real force in the middle of the defense, and that in the second tier of an offensive a defensive front. So I think the answer to that question is yes. I think we can do that without exposing our coverage very much.
Okay, Red, what you got?
Tony, I apologize, man. I had a instant message was sent to me from a supervisor, man, and teams. What? Let me. Was we talking about the defense?
So the question was, can Carolina pressure experienced quarterbacks without constantly exposing its coverage structure?
So a defensive question is what you're saying. Can the pressure that y'all gonna create?
Yes.
Okay, without exposing coverage. So I'm gonna keep with what I've been saying. I think y'all's pressure, the rate at which y'all gonna create pressure will come up some from last in the NFL. But I'm gonna just keep with what I've been saying. I think that a lot of y'all are gonna be surprised at the after analysis and effect done with the Jalen Phillips signing. It's not going to vault you to a top of the half defense and pressure rate. He benefited more from his team, fellow line mates, than he benefited them. And I think that you're going to see a drop in his amount of pressures this year because he's not on Philly's D-line. So you're going to see a drop in that. Even the other day, we went over what his pressure numbers were in Miami, and he benefited more so from those double, triple, and chips, along with Zach Zeiler and some of those guys, and Chop Robinson on the other end on their defensive line. But y'all bought him in a contract season. Players go out and earn their keep during the contract season. He did what he was supposed to do, and y'all took what was available. But yeah, my answer is no. There won't be so much pressure that quarterbacks won't be able to diagnose the coverage that y'all are trying to throw at them. It ain't gonna cause a quarterback to speed up that much.
All right, driver, before you go, I know Will wants to rebuttal this, so this may take a while between Will and Red. So we just gonna sit back and let you two old graybeards go at it. Go ahead, Will.
Oh, sweet God, I've been waiting for this moment. Oh, moment savored. Red. I went back and I did some research. Last season, he was double teamed 30% of the time. It had nothing to do with Philly's defense versus anything else. I know about the article you read in the PFF and all that stuff. I'm talking specifically. He was 30% of the time. So 1 out of every 3 snaps, he was double teamed, and he got that level of pressure. Most of the pressure from double team are coming from interior defensive linemen. So Philly interior defensive line got the same level of double team pressure as Carolina's interior defensive line. For example, Derek Brown. So I did a comparison. Okay, so let's talk about guys that got double team the most. Well, an outlier is Myles Garrett, right? However, when you start looking at somebody who got a whole bunch of sacks but wasn't double team a lot, you got Brian Burns was like 15% double team rate. So I know that this is a talking point, but when you actually look at the data, he was pressured 30% of the time and got 63 pressures from next. I think it was 63 pressures from Next Gen Stats. I think he's going to get that level of consistency. He didn't benefit from being on Philadelphia defensive line no more than anybody else benefits from having a good interior defensive player, interior defensive lineman. The same thing he's going to get here in Carolina is the same thing he got in Philly is great interior defensive line play. So that talking point is just moot to me now that I've actually looked at it and actually walked through the data myself. So I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to set that up because I wanted to have that conversation because that has been an echo chamber talking point from the people who do not like the Carolina Panther fans that want to see the team fail because they don't like the decisions that are being made.
Okay, I'm having to text Tony something real quick, man.
No, go. I already got it. Red. Go ahead. You got it.
Okay, so I'm not going to rehash the article that I put up the other day. It's kind of hard for me coming up here telling people things that they don't want to hear when you have the benefit of telling people what they do want to hear. So all I'm trying to say is, that was 2018. Hold on. All I'm trying to say is that I'm not trying to say something that's not true. Okay. So I know you went and looked at numbers, and that's fine. I don't have a distrust for what you're saying. But because I inherit the disadvantage and you have the advantage of simply telling people what they want to hear, so they are already going to lean to what you're saying. I went out, even before today and before your rebuttal, after a couple of days, a few days ago, I went out and got evidence of the things that I'm saying. I said again, he benefited more so from the double team, the triple team, and the chips that you can see in this graphic that I have up. From the lineman that he played with, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, or Morrow, whatever that dude's name is at Philly, and so on. Then they benefited from having Jalen Phillips on the edge. Now, I'm not doubting that you went out and found that he was double teamed at a 30% rate. But what I'm saying is, whatever that rate was, it was still less than Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, and the other Philadelphia linemen.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Red.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
So can we look at it? Can we look at it?
No, Red. What I'm telling you is, when you look at the Carolina Panthers double team packages, Derek Brown was double teamed at the same rate. When you look at the interior defensive linemen, the premier defensive linemen in the NFL, it's the same rate. So it's not like it's a Philadelphia Eagle thing. It's an interior defensive lineman. It is a top tier interior defensive lineman thing, which gives me the indication that Jalen Phillips will have the same level of success. I don't care about, I'm trying to help the group as a community understand that when you look at interior defensive line play, I think Derek Brown was pressure. I think Derek Brown was double teamed like 68% of the time or something like that. And when you look at, edge rushers, were normally between 22 and 35%, and he was at a 30% double team rate. So I get the article, the PFF article. I'm talking about just rawly looking at the data, not having someone tell me what they think the data means. Just rawly looking at the data. That was the point I was trying to make. So I get it that it makes for, and I know that, and you said kind of a slick thing, hey, I up here telling people what they don't want to hear. It's not about what we do or don't want to hear. It's literally it's literally about specifically the pressure rates and what he achieved or didn't achieve. It has nothing to do with any of that, because I didn't have any facts to dispute what you said. I didn't argue with you. I went back and looked up the data myself. When you said that, because you've said that like 4 or 5 times, I never looked it up, but I had time. I was sitting and I was thinking about you, Red, because I was sitting at my VA appointment.
Of course.
And so I actually looked up the data, and I was like, wait a minute. This is misleading. So it is misleading, because if you have a top 5 interior defensive lineman and he's getting double teamed 68% of the time, 68% of the time, yes, your edge rusher is going to benefit from it. That's the whole value of it. So don't make it seem like he was on Philly. That's the reason why he bent. No. Me personally, I'm not signing up for that.
I get it. And I actually see where you're coming from. And I think that my argument holds, and I'll tell you why real quickly and keep moving, because I think that you and I are making a statistical, comparison here. And I can't say that you're incorrect, and I definitely know that I'm not incorrect. So 2 things can be true. But if we were to sort of cut through the meat of the 2 things that you and I are saying, which are interrelated, I would say that you're correct in that interior defensive linemen more increasingly receive double and triple teams than on the edge. And it's probably because it's easier, because the linemen are compacted in the middle of the line versus having to get out on the edge, which is where tackles are. You can chip with a running back or a tight end or double with them. But that's a more difficult assignment. Tony would know from the trenches. So I give you that, Will. But what I'm saying is he still benefited from Jordan Davis having a higher rate, as you see the number 3 most doubled and triple and chipped defensive lineman on your screen, and others such as that. So, but then when you start to get down here where you have the edge rushers that start to come up on this list, he's way down the list. So he didn't do as much himself with those highly doubled and tripled interior defensive linemen. So, hey, I'm cool with leaving it here. You were excited, and I get the excitement. You felt like you had me probably defeated in this argument.
I do have you, Red. I do have you, Red.
I'm willing to concede your points. But if you think that you overcame this graphic, sir, you're living in a different world than I am.
So I am living in a different world. You're living in a totally different set of realities, and I get that. What I'm trying to explain to you, he was double teamed 30% of his dang on pass rushes. Period. Full stop. Brian Burns was double teamed 14 or 16% of his pass rushes. All I am saying is, on average, an edge rusher is double teamed 30% of the time. between 25 and 35% of the time, an edge rusher is double teamed. And he was operating at the NFL means, within the NFL means of chips and double teams. So I get it, right? I understand that you got, so let me just say this. When you're looking at an article, the author of the article uses the data to illustrate their point.
Oh,
What
now we're
I'm
going
telling
to
you,
attack PFF.
huh?
Now we're going to attack PFF too? Not
No,
just Greg Swarm?
I'm not attacking PFF. What I am saying to you is, statistically, people can use numbers to their advantage or their disadvantage. What I am sharing with you is the number of he was pressure he was double team 30% of his drop back, which is the NFL league standard. That's it. That's it. It doesn't. You can add context to Philadelphia and Philadelphia's mother and all of that other stuff. I'm just basically saying, when you look at the averages, that's what it is.
For everybody that don't know,
Yeah.
y'all have to remember, y'all have to forget old veterans like us, Will and Red and Low Tone Tony. We live, our life has function based off of information and numbers. So
Yes.
this is what we do.
And combat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So driver, go ahead and give me your opinion. I hope you're still awake over there after we listen to these old graybeards over here battle it out. Yeah. Go ahead and answer. Matter of fact, let me go back to the question, because you probably don't remember it as much as I do. Can Carolina pressure experienced quarterbacks without constantly exposing its coverage?
Yeah, I believe so, man. I think, the additions of Jalen Phillips and Devin Lloyd. I believe Devin Lloyd, will he get times he gonna be attacking the quarterback. I think a lot of that contributes to what we expect out of this team. So I think it will. We led the. I don't know. I don't think we led the league in interceptions, but our cornerbacks was somewhere in the top 5 of just the secondary of getting interceptions. So, and I think that was without Devin Lloyd or Jalen Phillips. So if you saying that can we, play coverage, and get out to the quarterback at the same time, yeah. I feel like we got a tremendous upgrade. It's clear based on just looking at the players that we got. So yeah, I just see, man, this team being a very, kind of unique. When I say unique, it's gonna be kind of old school football. So I kind of like that. It's kind of, it gives people some, Evero plays a little different on defense, but they also, like I say, man, with this new additions, man, you'll see what he really got. But yeah, that's all.
Okay. So a difficult schedule attacks weak links repeatedly. Carolina cannot depend on the same unit to rescue every game. The offense must finish drives so the defense is not constantly defending short fields. The defense must create extra possessions so Bryce is not required to chase points every week. Special teams and depth must prevent one injury from changing the team's identity. So, Drive, I'm gonna let you go first on this one. Does Carolina have enough difference makers and enough depth to compete with this schedule, or does the roster still contain too many unproven roles? What say you, sir?
I'm gonna say this, man. I think that we're solid. I think we got the depth. You know what we need because right now, you know, we're gonna have to prove it in the upcoming season, especially on the offensive line. So, I think we do got enough depth, man. I think it's early in the season. I think that that's the only good thing about it is that a lot of these injuries are happening early in the season, and we got the depth to kind of to stay afloat until these guys come back. So yeah.
I'm sorry. I heard you. I'm laughing. Popping is stupid, man.
Always been.
Oh God, I am crying real tears. Go ahead, Will. You can answer this question.
Man, mother.
You know what?
Listen, I know the first lady listened this morning, but I almost called Poppin something, man.
You know what,
No,
Poppin?
she ain't listen. She ain't listening no more. Go ahead.
Okay, that motherfucker. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
hey, you know what, Poppin? God
Oh,
let him have it, Will. No, let him have it, Will. Let him have it.
You know what?
Got me in real tears.
Heaven forbid you provide context to a situation. Heaven forbid.
Thank you.
Oh.
You know what, Poppin? And the thing about it is Poppin is so witty and sharp with it. It's just hilarious,
He quit.
Y'all know how Poppin get down.
Hey, that dude.
Well, Will got more dragons than I do. I tell you that. That's for damn sure.
hey, hold on. It's called Game of Lungs. I won't. That ranks up there with somebody calling me an R&B nigga. So
that's like, that's heavy. We got down with that one.
Yeah. So, man, Poppin got me off. What was the question again? Yeah.
Me too.
Poppin.
Does Carolina have enough difference makers and enough depth to compete with the schedule, or does the roster still contain too many unproven roles?
The key word is unproven. It's not unproven roles. The defense side, not very. Only thing unproven is, Lee Hunter. Opposite of Derek of Bobby Brown. Can Wallace stay healthy? So I'm more optimistic on the defense as it relates to the offense. We still got 1,000-yard back in Chuba. We got to see what we're gonna get out of Brooks. The wide receiving core, I'm satisfied with. That offensive line is where I get nervous. Left tackle, right tackle, and center. Oh, I would say, dang it. I would say that I want to say that we got too many unprovens, but the investments that we've made kind of shows that we're built for this. I still think we're built to contend. I mean, I'm walking on a knife edge only because of one player right now, and that's because our right tackle is out for the beginning of the season. But I think that we're still built to contend with our current schedule and our current opponents, and how we match up against our team, against our cohorts in the NFC South. I think that we're built to contend.
Oh God. Go ahead, Red.
No, I'll be quick. So when you say contend, I think you'll contend as NFC South teams contend. Until known or shown differently, we are who we are in the NFC South. We are a division that can be won with a less than 500 record, less than double-digit wins. And so if that is contending, then yes, the Panthers can contend. The Falcons can contend, the Buccaneers can contend, and the Saints can contend. There's not a big gap with the teams in this division. Now, some people are asking, can you win the division again? I don't think so. I hear a lot of discussion about the improvements that y'all made defensively and where you think your defense will rank. I hear very little discussion about the improvements that you made offensively and whether there'll be a significant rise in your offensive production this year. And for that reason, and given the schedule that you have, I think that I see the Carolina Panthers actually taking a step back from 8-9 to potentially 7-10 this year.
Okay. That can be a fair assessment, and because anything is possible. So yeah, if that's how you feel, I ain't got no problem with that. Driver, you already answered the question, haven't you, Driver? You went first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anybody else got anything before we move on? Getting this third topic. Okay. So now we know the 3 pressure points. All right. Let's put a real path on the board. I classified every game as a must-win, a toss-up, or a statement of opportunity. Now, this is where things are going to get interesting. I want the chat to chime in. I definitely want your involvement in this as well as the panel. These are 3 classifications that I came up with looking at the schedule. Okay. There are not predictions carved in stone. They are the starting point for the debate. So again, live chat, this is where I want you to challenge me. Tell me which games are in the wrong bucket and tell me why. So, I just don't give me an answer. You got to give me a why with it as well. All right. So this topic is basically talking about the path to repeating. All right. Talking about the path to repeating. So let me give you the fact first, and then we can get into it. Carolina, Tampa Bay, and Atlanta each finished 8-9 in 2025. Carolina won the NFC South through the applicable tiebreaker. New Orleans finished 6-11, but they did sweep Carolina during the regular season. Carolina plays 3 division games before Week 13. Carolina also closes with 3 division games in the final 5 weeks. 4 of Carolina's last 5 games are at Bank of America Stadium. So again, I said I have my 3 buckets. I have the must win, the toss up, and the statement opportunity. So the must win is a game Carolina cannot afford to lose if it expects to defend the division. Toss up is a matchup in Carolina's competitive range where location, turnovers, health, and late game execution can decide it. And a statement opportunity, the statement game, is a game against a highly regarded opponent that can change how the league views Carolina. All right. So we're going to start off with number 1. Let me remove the chat so everybody can see. And let me remove this banner right here. All right. So the first bucket is the must win. Week 2 against Atlanta on the road. Week 3 on the road at Cleveland. Week 10 on the road at New Orleans. Week 14 at home against New Orleans, and Week 18 at home against New Orleans. I chose these games for Week 2, early division game against a direct competitor. Week 3, one of the most favorable games on Carolina's schedule against the Browns. For Week 10 against the Saints, again, that's on the road. Carolina cannot allow New Orleans to control the series again. As we all know, we were 0-2 against the Saints last year. Week 14 at home against those same Saints. Late divisional home game that must be protected. So in all intents purposes, we got to get our lick back. We lost to them twice last year. And then Week 18, the season finale at home, we had the Dirty Pigeons, shout out Red, and potentially a division deciding finale. Now I know somebody's going to challenge Atlanta on the road, and that is fair. Road division games are difficult. But if Carolina wants to repeat, it cannot begin a division schedule by conceding that game as optional. And New Orleans is not going. They're not getting treated like a soft spot after sweeping the Panthers last year. Those are must-win games because Carolina must correct the matchup. All right. So the challenge for the chat: what games does not belong in the must-win bucket, and which game would you replace it with? That's for the chat, and I'll also ask that question to the panel. I'll start with you, Will. Well, what you think about the must-win?
Um,
And before you start, real quick, the must-win, I have us going 5-0 in the must-win. Those are games that we cannot afford to lose. Go ahead.
You sure Tampa Bay at home is not more important? Tampa Bay at home is maybe more important than sweeping New Orleans.
Could be. That's
That's the only place I could challenge this. That's the only place I can kind of challenge this.
So what game would you take off and replace with that Tampa game that you're talking about?
New Orleans on the road.
New Orleans on the road. Okay.
Right. That's the only place that I could see that I could see that in the must-win column.
All right. Driver, what you got?
I guess I'm with that me personally, I think the game that we must win, me personally, I think it's gotta be that New Orleans game. I think that's the game that, we felt like last year we let get away from us. So I just feel like that New Orleans at home New Orleans game. I think that'll be our game that we must win. We can't lose. We can't lose to them twice in a row at home, 2 years in a row.
Right.
Yeah.
Were you done, Driver, or did you cut out?
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, okay. All right. Red, what you got?
Yeah, since y'all being quick, I'll try also to be quick. As much as I agree with y'all about the New Orleans tape because they swept y'all and you've got to get some get back. I'm going to say week 2 against Atlanta. And the reason why I think it's important, not just because I'm going to give y'all hell when y'all go 0-2 to start the season again, but I think that it should. I think that it should be very, very, very concerning for Bryce Young being in a year where y'all trying to assess whether you want to extend him, and for just as a team, if he starts his 4th year in a row 0-2. Now, granted, I'm sort of implying that I think you guys will go 0-2, and that includes Chicago. We can't look past Chicago. But if it happens, I think that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on your team and your fan base to say, are we about to see another slow start to the season? So I would say week 2 against Atlanta.
Okay. All right. So let me go back. Bloody said Atlanta because we start the season 0-2 for the past 3 years, and we need to start at least 1-1. Plus, we need to get an early win in our division. Tyrese says Green Bay primetime game is a must win. Okay, Tyrese. So, which one of these games would you replace with the Green Bay game? Let me know. Damo says nobody worried about a team with a QB with half a brain or a QB One leg. Okay, Dom. All
Thank you,
right, Damo.
Thank you, Damo.
Charlie Gamer said, yeah, Cleveland not that important, but they're going to be on our division opponent schedule, so we got to beat them as a common opponent. Okay. All right. What's up, AC? Aries Clear. Shout out to AC. Appreciate you for tapping in this morning. I know you probably at
AC.
work. Yeah. Appreciate you for tapping in. AC said, I will remove week 2 at Atlanta and replace it with week 7 at Tampa. I will not let any team in our division sweep us this year. Can't afford it. Hey, a few people mentioned that they want that Tampa home game. So, yeah, I get it. I get it. Shaky 8 said, true enough, Atlanta's looking at us like we're looking at the Saints, wanting that leg back. Yeah. Rashak said, we're not going 0-2. We're not going 0-2. Bloody said, plus we need to beat the Lions too, because that's our only primetime game at home. And if we're going to be the team we think we are, we got to be able to play a playoff team under the biggest lights. Well, we got 6 teams that made the playoffs last year that we gotta that's on our schedule. So I think we got enough of that, Bloody. Common opponent victories is the main reason we got in the playoffs last season. Yep, that's a fact. When we beat the Dolphins, we made it and didn't even know it. All right. Gerald Stick said we have to split with Tampa and ensure we are in the running for the division. I removed week 18 at Atlanta, hoping we have the division championship clinched. Okay, but who would you replace that game with, Gerald Sticks? So if you're going to remove one, you got to replace it with something. All right. I greatly appreciate you guys on that. So now we're going to go on to my second slide, which is the toss-up. All right. This is the toss-up. This is games matchup in Carolina's competitive range, where the location of the turnovers, health, and late game execution can decide it. So chat, y'all can identify the matchup advantage that breaks the tie. That's what I want to hear from you guys and the panel as well. So week 1, we have Chicago at home. Chicago has the stronger projection, but Carolina has home field. Week 7 at home against the Buccaneers. Comparable division teams with Carolina hosting. The Buccaneers week 12 on the road, Monday night division game that could swing the NFC South. The Minnesota Vikings on the road, a difficult environment against an opponent in Carolina's competitive range. Also have the Bengals week 15 at home. They have an elite offensive upside balanced by Carolina's home setting and defensive talent. And week 16 on the road against the Steelers. That's going to be a physical road game against a team with similar preseason expectations. So, fellas, we're gonna start with Red Swarm. Go ahead and go to you first and get you out the way. What you think about the toss up?
I think
These swing games.
When you say as that could help decide your establishment one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'd have to think on it, but I'll probably say week 1, because if you have a bad showing week 1, maybe I make more out of the fact that y'all have never won with Bryce in the first 2 weeks of the year. Maybe I'm making more out of that than y'all think that is there, and I'll give you that. But like Bloody said as well, there are some Panthers fans who see the commonality of that. And, whether it be the coach, the way they prepare y'all during the offseason, whatever it is, the result is the result. So Chicago is a tough opponent. I'll say that game being a swing game, because I think it might set an early tone for y'all. So I'll say Chicago week 1.
Okay. All right, real quick. AC said take away the Tampa Week 12 game and replace it with Week 17 at home against the Seahawks. If we are in position for fighting for the playoff position, we will need to protect home field. I get you. I would slightly disagree. I think protecting and winning the division first and foremost will set us up to be in playoff contention. So win our division, take care of our division opponents. More so like we did last year outside of New Orleans. But this year to make it add more clarity to the decision. I do believe that you take care of the division first before you can take care of anything else outside of it. Driver, what you got?
Yeah, I think I think the Detroit game week 4, that's before the bye, right? And then we got to bye the next week.
Yeah, we have a week 5 bye, then we play Philly after the bye, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I think I think that game right there, us winning that game going into the bye week would kind of it could dictate the way our schedule going, the way we could finish our schedule.
Okay. All right. Will, what you got, Will?
So I put, like I said, like one of the Tampa Bay games, the Tampa Bay at home is a must win for us. So I would remove that and take that out of the toss up and put that in the must win column. And the reason why I'm saying that is, first of all, I don't think Tampa Bay is so much of a toss up for us because number one, we were supposed to beat them down in Tampa Bay. Period. I mean, anybody who see that game, a blind man, could see that there was a lot of questionable calls there. Tampa Bay lost some key additions in wide receiver and in defense. So I think that Tampa Bay is not as formidable as people try to make them out to be. But I mean, past transgressions says Tampa Bay has been a historically good team as of late. So you can't argue against that fact. But I think that they've lost some key additions. I mean, some key components and haven't necessarily replaced it just yet. So that's the only thing that I would remove is the Tampa Bay at home. I would put that in the must-win column.
Okay, so if you're gonna remove that one, what game would you replace it with? What game would be a toss up?
So
come on now, you knew what the topic was today. You're supposed to be ready for this.
Yeah, but I wasn't ready for this.
You just didn't know how it was coming.
Yeah, I didn't know how this was coming. So, man, I don't know. Because none of the Atlanta games are toss-ups to me. The Atlanta games are not toss-ups to me. The New Orleans games, both of the Atlanta games and the New Orleans games are must-wins. So they're not toss-ups.
Well, he don't have Atlanta in his toss-ups.
No, I'm saying I got to replace it with something. Oh my goodness. Oh man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got him stumped this morning.
Detroit.
I put Detroit game before the bye.
Week four, Detroit Sunday night game. I put that in the toss-up.
Okay. All right, cool. Anybody else got any comments on the toss-ups? What I have here before we move forward?
Toss-up game. Oh man, I think that Seattle game gonna be a toss-up.
You think so? So okay, so what game that I have listed as a toss-up right now would you replace with the Seattle game?
I probably replace that that Broncos game with that Seattle game.
Yeah, Denver's not in the toss-up though, driver.
Oh, you said your toss-up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, who else toss-up we talking about?
Well, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, Red. Driver was asleep, Red.
Yeah, he was asleep. He was asleep. But Tony, in fairness to
I
Driver,
heard you say something about that, but
in fairness to Driver, you should let him move teams around like you let Will and AC move teams around. So, and being fair to Driver now.
Well, no, they ain't. Well, no.
I stuck within the rules.
And being, hold on. Yeah, being fair, Claire said week 12, take away Tampa and replace it with the Seahawks. She did exactly what I asked her, Red.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to help Driver, man. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
But don't lie on AC trying to help somebody else. Go ahead, Driver.
Okay. All right. I lied on Will too. But damn. Okay.
But yeah, it'd probably be the Bucks though.
Which one, the home or road game?
The road game.
Gotcha. All right. So this is where Carolina season can swing. We got 6 potential toss-ups right here. The Panthers don't need to win every toss-up, but if they keep losing close games to teams in their competitive range, then we cannot blame the top of the schedule. These games will test coaching, situational football, turnover margin, and fourth quarter quarterback play. All right. Let me ask you guys this question, and chat, you can respond as well. Which toss-up should Carolina be favored to win? And I'll start with you, Driver, then Will.
You just listed some teams, or you just talk about my toss-up in general?
Maybe he can't see the screen, Tony. I don't know. I don't know what the hell going on.
Can you see the screen?
No, my bad, man. I wasn't even looking at my phone, man. I was actually talking to y'all and doing something. So that's probably what it was, though. My bad.
That's probably.
Can you see the toss up on your? Can you see the toss up on your screen?
Yeah, I can see Driver. It. I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which toss up game should Carolina be favored to win, and which one should move into the statement bucket?
That's Cincinnati game. I don't think there's no toss up.
Okay. All right. Which one should move into the statement game? The statement bucket.
That's Chicago week 1 game.
Yeah. I can agree with you on that. AC said with 6 or 7 of those split the other NFC South games, still at least one victory from Detroit, Philly, Green Bay, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, and we are looking at 9-8 to 7-6. Hold that thought right there, AC. You going somewhere? Charlie Gamer said, Driver can't get right from life.
Damn.
Dang. Gerald Stick said Pittsburgh due to Aaron being 76 years old. Tyree Ross 704 says Minnesota. What you say, Red?
I said that I agree with Gerald Sticks for other reasons. Tony, I got a meeting. I got a huddle I'm gonna run to at 10. I'm set up for it, so I just got a couple more minutes. But I was gonna say, if you have anybody in the backstage, they can definitely. I'll drop down for them. But I agree with Gerald Sticks. I think Pittsburgh, because they're facing a lot of newness, and I don't think that they're going to present the challenge to our division that some of their fans think they are. A lot of newness for them. It's been 20 years since Pittsburgh had a different head coach. So it's not just the fact that they have gone through regime change. It's been decades since they have gone through. The other teams, we know what it is to get a new head coach, to change things around like that. Their fan base, their culture doesn't. So I don't think that McCarthy, with where he's been before, is going to hit the ground running, coming from the outside like Mike Tomlin did following up, what's his name, the Bill Cowher. I just don't see that happening. So I think Pittsburgh is not going to be the team that the NFL has been accustomed to them being this year.
I got you. Hey, Red, I appreciate you for being on as long as you have this morning.
You know what, fellas? I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah. I appreciate that super chat as well, man. I appreciate you
Salute.
give me your time and energy this morning and that little back and forth you and Will had. That's always made for prime time. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Agree. I'll check with y'all later, fellas.
All right, man.
Peace.
All right. So Eternal said we're going 11-6. Shaky 8. Dcash 100. Rollmaster said my cousin was a diehard Squealers fan till they fired Tomlin. She a Ravens fan now.
Jeez.
Yeah, for real. Rashak said, damn, not can't get right. Yeah, they was on drive ahead for a minute. Vietnam said Falcons are going to get smoked by the Commanders, 49ers, and Chief.
Ooh.
You said it, not me, Vietnam.
From your lips to God's ears.
Yes, sir. Shake A said, blackout, I didn't know that was possible. Okay. Vietnam says our whole division has a tough year ahead. That is fact. So now we get into the statement games, the last bucket on the list. And in this bucket, I got 6 teams. I have the Detroit Lions. We have them at home. Wyatt belongs here. Sunday Night Football against a highly projected NFC opponent. Week 6 against the Eagles on the road is the first game after the bye against an established contender. And I do have week 6 to week 13 as the gauntlet. Like those games right there can truly make or break the rest of our season, especially if we don't start out fast. All right, week 6 to week 13 is really the gauntlet for us. Week 8 we play Green Bay Packers on the road. That's Thursday night at Lambeau against a playoff level opponent. Week 9 we got the Broncos at home, first place opponent and direct test of Carolina's improvement. Week 11, we got the Ravens at home, Lamar Jackson, and the projected AFC contender. And the Seahawks, week 17, we have them at home as well. Late season game against the defending NFC West champions and Super Bowl champions. All right. A statement opportunity is not a scheduled loss. These are the games that can change the conversation around Carolina. If the Panthers beat Philadelphia on the road, handle Baltimore, or take down Seattle late, people stop describing this team as the champion of a weak division. You do not have to win all 6. But if Carolina goes 0-6 in this group, then the ceiling remains obvious. All right. So I have this question for the chat and also for the panel. Driver, you can go first on this one. It said, which statement game gives Carolina its best chance to change the national conversation? Which statement gives Carolina its best chance to change the national conversation? What say you, my boy?
I'm gonna go with that Detroit game.
Okay.
I think that game, and also I think that Seattle game too, because I think we're gonna beat them at the house convincingly. Yeah. So
Okay.
I think those 2 games right there, it's kind of what we gonna really make a statement.
Got you. Will, what you got?
So I like this. I like this lineup. The only thing that I could possibly argue against it is replacing the Philly game with that Tampa Thursday night game we playing in Tampa. That way, if we beat Tampa at home at Tampa at home and sweep them, everybody then knows it's our division. The
Okay, I see
attitude
what you mean.
changes. The attitude changes. We came
Right.
in, y'all came to our house, we beat y'all. Thursday night game, all eyes on us. Everybody just assumed Tampa is gonna put us in our place, and we smack them. I think that the Philadelphia game at 1:00, win or lose, could be a statement opportunity, but that Tampa game in prime time would be a statement opportunity for us.
Okay. All right. So if you just had to pick one, that it would be that Philadelphia Week 6 game.
Yes, with Philadelphia week 6 and replace it with Tampa, the Thursday night game. I don't know which week it's in.
Okay. All right. So yeah, like I said, these were just my opinions. They were neither right nor wrong. That's why I wanted input from the chat and as well as the panel. What you would have seen different, or what you would have done different. The changes that would have been made and why. So I thought that would make great for get people opinions, get thoughts and opinions definitely from the panel as well. Fed now said, let's make this clear. We are not your audience, Red. We tune in to listen to the Panther fans talk about our team. Yeah, I heard him say that a couple times. Yeah, talking to his audience. Yeah, I was letting him make it with that. After that said, Tony, I would say Denver. Okay, all right. Shake A said, good call. That makes sense. Sweeping Tampa turns on the light. Yeah. He definitely made a very valid point. For switching out Philadelphia for Tampa Bay. Yeah, but I heard so much about us having to get our lip back against New Orleans because we swept New Orleans, and I'm surprised nobody switched that out for a statement game. Yeah. Okay. So my last slide that I got here, and this is where I kind of was leading AC with what is that noise in the background?
Oh, that beat, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was some change in my pocket.
So the 9-win and 10-win formulas. All right, let me remove this right here. So when I looked at everything, from the toss up to the must win to the statement games, this is like a little formula that I came up with. Again, this is nothing proof tested or no one's opinion but mine. So things definitely could change. For the 5 must wins, we must bank all 5. There's no room for there's no room for error. I think we need to win all 5 of our must win games, whether it's path to 9 wins or 10 wins. I believe that we need at least win 3 of the 6 toss up games. Win half of the swing games, and I believe that one statement win can do wonders for you as well. If for the 9-win formula, 2 and the 10-win formula. So I'm not making no final record predictions, but just based off what I've outlined for you today, when I looked at everything and took everything into consideration, it's not far off what I've said during this off season, which is the floor is 8 and the ceiling is 11. So this is kind of like right in the middle, 9 and 8 or 10 and 7. And I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think people can be upset or would be upset if we finish 9 and 8 or 10 and 7 when we are playing a first place schedule. definitely harder than the schedule last year. And if we can come out of that and be victorious and again claim the NFC South and win the division, I don't think nobody will be mad at that. All right. So Will, before I get your answer on this, shout out to Vietnam for the $5 super chat. He said, I'm a member for 2 fans in the stands. Yes, you are. Not the Red Falcon show. Take that nigga to another show. What? What? Hey, appreciate you Vietnam for that $5 super chat, my guy.
Man.
He has been a day one supporter ever since 2 fans in the stands when me and CJ started that in 2023. So Vietnam, Red, when Vietnam tells your ass to get in line, soldier. Yeah. But we're gonna put you in the front lane to rest. Yes, sir. So well, I know you never took a college level communication course. Oh, here he go. One insult somebody. Go ahead, Red. I ain't about to read that. Some even learned this in high school. All right. Go ahead, Will. What you think about my 9-win and 10-win formula?
I like it. I have never seen it broken down like this, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I
appreciate that.
So now I have to reorganize my schedule, like what game I'm going to be nervous about, what games that I'm going to be really nervous about, and what games that I walking in the stadium and say, y'all better win this goddamn game. So I like it. I like it a lot. I say this shows us how we can be a 9-win team or even an 11-win team.
Right.
Because if we take 4 toss-up games, we're an 11-win team. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If we win 3 breakout games, we're an 11-win team. But that's only if we handle the must-win column aggressively. Only if we handle the must-win column aggressively.
Yeah. We got to go 5-0.
Got to go 5-0.
There's no room for error in that must-win bracket.
Correct.
No room for error.
Correct. That puts into perspective the week 1 disclaimer that a lot of people are saying, oh, we lose to Chicago. Oh, the season's over. See, that's where that hyperbole comes in at. And that's where me as a fan would kind of lose my patience. But this helped enable me to take an appetite suppressant because that was in one of the statement win columns. Wasn't it? You had it in the statement win? Yeah.
Which one is that?
The Chicago week 1 game.
Let me go back to it real quick. No, I think the Chicago was the toss-up.
Or the toss-up was one of the toss-up columns, right? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but then again, we beat Chicago. I can check off that we got one of our toss-up wins that were necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I like this a lot, man. Hey, I need to, if you don't mind, if you can send this to me, I'm gonna put this on my dang on my whiteboard at the house, so that way I can have this, or I can screenshot it. You know what I mean? This is cool, man. I'll
send it to you. Hey, not a problem. I'll send it to you, my guy. I will send it to you. Driver, what you got, driver? Well, how you feel about this 9-win and 10-win formula?
I think that's that's how I see it, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I say, man, I feel like we're gonna win. My ceiling is 12, but my low end is 8 wins. So I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I got us going 10 and 7. And I know you say that's your high end, but that's kind of
No,
Yeah, yeah.
the ceiling is 11 wins. The floor is 8 wins. Yeah. So this 9-10 win formula is like right in between where I feel the floor and ceiling would be, but I have not given a final record prediction. I won't do that until after the preseason going into week 1. But
Oh, okay, okay.
this kind of gives you a window into what I'm thinking. Yeah. Shout out Real Talk Perez, aka Pewter. What's going on, my guy? How you doing?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? I just wanted to come in here, man. I think this is absolutely excellent what you're putting up right now on the screen. I've tried to
I
explain
greatly
this many
appreciate it.
times, but this is like the visual, the way that you did it was perfect. Like that's
Appreciate
honestly the
that,
way
man.
fans should be looking at their schedules. Is exactly the way you just broke it down. When I try to
Yes, sir.
explain this, I try to like when I talk to Tampa fans, basically, right? I like to say like the blue games that you have, the ones that you should be able to win all those. Just because you
Yeah.
lose one of those games or you lose two of those games doesn't mean your team is not who you think your team is. This is the part where fickle fans kind of go start flip flopping, right? They lose one of those games that are in the blue, and they're like, "Ah, we should have won that. We're not that team." But no, that doesn't. Hey, every team has slip ups. Every no matter who your team is, you're gonna lose one of those games that are in the blue. It just is what it's the NFL. You're not gonna win all those games, right? You're gonna win a game that might be in the red that you're like, I didn't think we would be able to win that game. How did we win that game? Like, because you
Yeah.
might have been that blue team for that other team. You know what I'm saying? And you happen to be the blue team that
Yeah.
wins.
You're
That's how the
absolutely
NFL
correct.
is. And
You're
and
absolutely correct. Yeah.
the way you broke this down is makes NFL seasons seem it makes it simple to understand why you can have the type of NFL season that you will have, because you will win a team that you didn't think you could win, or lose to a team you didn't think you could lose to. But
Yeah.
every level here, you're probably going to drop a game. Every level here, right? The blue one, the yellow one, the red one, and you might pick up a game in a red game. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to
Yeah.
commend you, because this is exactly how you should be breaking down schedules. One other thing I want to
Yeah.
say real quick, because again, I
Go
try
ahead.
to talk about, like, my whole thing when I go on podcasts is like I try to, not to say that I know football more than somebody or anything like that, but it's like I think there's a lot of things in football that we look at, that we have been taught to look at a certain way, that's really the wrong way to look at football, right? One of them for me
Mm-hmm.
is the whole home games and away games. I think that home advantage, that field, whatever, I think that's a lot of baloney. The only time it really matters is like, going to Seattle where it's too loud and you get a couple of false starts and stuff like that might affect you. But that doesn't happen a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of home games, away games, it's not really effective like that.
So
But it's
you
more
don't think home field advantage is a
is a
weapon?
thing. No, no. Like I said,
Okay. All
some
right.
places, like if you're like in a hostile environment like Seattle, or like a loud Chief Stadium, like even New Orleans, right? Like they haven't really had
Mm-hmm.
a home field advantage because they haven't been good. But if you catch New Orleans in the dome while they're like this hot playoff team and the fans are going crazy, then that might be a hostile environment. So I think stuff like
I see
that,
what you're
yeah, that
saying.
that could matter, because again, it's hard to hear offensively. You might, false starts. That stuff like that. Okay, I understand that. But besides that, I don't think none of that matters. I think distance matters more. Like if you're a East Coast team going to the West Coast and playing at a different time that you usually do, or vice versa. West, even worse, West going to the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, I think, matters more than just home field advantage, or home field and away, playing at home or playing away. Um, so yeah, those are just little nuggets that I kind of picked up. But one of my last thing that I'll say is, when I talked about these, like the blue games, the yellow games, and the red games, right? I said there's three levels of teams. You got the teams that are competitive. then you got your playoff teams, and then you got your contenders, right? The ones that are like gonna get
Yeah.
into the playoffs and be a problem, and you can maybe even get into the Super Bowl. If you're a
Okay.
competitor, then you'll kind of be all over the place when it comes to the blue games, the yellow games, and the red games. You'll kind of be all over the place. When you're a playoff team, you'll win most of your blue games. You might drop one here or there, one or two. It happens. It's the NFL. But you'll probably go back and forth with the yellow teams, and you'll surprise yourself with the red teams. You should win a couple games in the red squad, but that should be like a 50-50. If you're a
Mm-hmm.
contender, it should be the same thing as the playoff, but even more with the red teams. You know what I'm saying? And
Gotcha.
people got to also understand that what we consider red teams right now might not be red teams in the middle of the season. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa with blue teams. Some people might consider the Giants a blue team. The Giants might come out and be a red team when we're in the middle of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, the
Yeah.
Giants are different with hardball, and so just those are just little other little nuggets. But I think, like I said, I think what you did here is
Okay.
beautiful.
Real, real quick. Hey, Fair Nami said I've been sent mines, but they ain't read it. What you sent? Fair Nam, let me know if you talking about your super chat. I did read your super chat. Yeah, if you talking about that, I did read it. I read it. Shouted you out and everything. So if it's something else, let me know. Let me know. Pewter, let me drop you off real quick and let me get a Roadmaster up here real quick if you don't mind, sir. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, all right. Blackout TV 803, aka
Roadmaster.
there you go. There you go. What's going on, man?
What's happening?
What's happening? What's on your mind, baby?
Shoot, so what was the because it took me a minute. So like when I was switching between the other channel to get this
Yeah.
one. So I missed a whole lot of conversation in the meantime.
Okay. So this right here on the screen is the 9-win and 10-win formula that I came up with. So we had like 3 buckets. We had the must-win bucket, the toss-up, and the statement win. So this kind of like breaks down the amount of games that you need to win in each bucket. All right. So for the 9-win, for the 9 and 10-win, for must wins, we should win every must win game, right? We should go 5-0 in the must wins. In the toss ups, we should at least win 3 out of the 6 because there were 6 in the toss up, so we should at least win 3. In the statement win, if it's a 9-win season, we should at least win 1, and if it's a 10-win season, we should at least win 2. So that's what we were talking about regarding that.
So I
You
can't
there?
see the screen while I'm on StreamYard. Well, who you
You on
got
your
as the
phone?
top? Yeah. So who
Okay.
you got as the
Somebody else.
who you got as the toss ups?
Okay, let me go back. Toss ups. With the Chicago Week 1 game at home. Week 7 home game against Tampa Bay. Week 12 on the road against Tampa Bay. Week 13 on the road against Minnesota. Week 15 at home against Cincinnati. And let me move this. I can't see it. Week 16 against Pittsburgh on the road. Those were the 6 toss-up games.
I would keep Cincinnati there as a toss up. The rest of them,
Okay.
the must wins.
Okay. All right. So let me go back one more. Let me take you back to the must win. So the must win, week 2 Atlanta on the road, week 3 Cleveland on the road, week 10 New Orleans on the road, Week 14, New Orleans at home, and Week 18, Atlanta at home. Those were my 5 must wins. I feel like we should be undefeated when it
Yeah,
comes
them
to
them
those.
all must wins. We can't lose them games.
Okay, all right. So we're on the same accord when it comes to that, and then for the statement games, so our statement opportunities, we had Week 4 against Detroit at home. Week 6, Philadelphia on the road. Week 8, Green Bay on the road. Week 9, Denver at home. Week 11, Baltimore at home. And Week 17, Seattle at home. These are 6 games where we can prove we belong with the league contenders.
Yeah, them all tough games right there.
Yeah, they're tough games. They're tough games, but okay, so out of those 6 that I just mentioned, Detroit, Philadelphia, Green Bay, Denver, Baltimore, Seattle, which one of those games are you confident that we can win?
Baltimore, Denver.
Baltimore and Denver, huh? Okay. Why so? How so?
Because we already know Baltimore. All they got is Lamar and Derrick Henry, and he like to fumble. Big as he is, he fumbled the ball a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get on Lamar ass, that's their whole offense.
Yeah. Yeah. What about Denver? What gives you the confidence about Denver?
I don't really know much. I don't know much about Denver, but they come to us,
Okay.
right?
Denver, yes, we got them at home.
Yeah, so they ain't got that mile high advantage.
All right. So what about Green Bay? Even though we play them at home, we beat Green Bay last year in Green
Yeah, we beat
Bay.
them in Green Bay.
You don't, yeah. So we got them in Green Bay again this year. You don't think that's a potential statement game that we can go in there and maybe prove that we can do it again on the road in Green Bay?
I think we can do it again as long as it ain't snowing.
Well, it's week 8. It's week 8, so I don't think it'll be snowing in Green Bay.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah,
time of the year.
yeah. We'll bust their ass again.
Hey, if we do that,
Okay.
Green Bay fans gonna come unglued. You know that, right? They gonna break away from they gonna break away from the mooring, dog. They are going to come
Yeah.
unglued, y'all.
Hey,
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers might retire.
Well, he gonna retire. He gonna retire anyway in Pittsburgh this year.
In
So
Pittsburgh,
he already done stated this is last year.
Love. Hey, love,
Oh, I
love,
forgot.
love
I
gonna
forgot
win
he
that
ain't a
game.
Packer no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan.
Hey, I
Jordan
appreciate that
Love.
Shaky 8. He
Jordan
said,
Love.
Tony, this format
he on
is
thin
genius.
ice up there.
Hold on, Rollmaster. Shaky 8 said, Tony, this format is genius. I'm going to use this looking at my college teams and the Panthers from now on. I've never plotted out the season like this. Hey, I appreciate it, my guy. Hey, it took me pretty much all last night to get this thing ready. I didn't even answer people questions on Patreon like I normally do, in a timely manner. But I did get to them. So, Carolina Boy 803 and Jay Hudge, I did respond back to your comments. And I think Vietnam, you may have left one as well, but I did respond back to you guys' Patreon message. So I didn't want y'all to think I forgot about y'all. But yeah, Roadmaster. So basically, all 3 of those bucket, whether it's A, B, or C, basically came down to the 9 win or 10 win formula. So like we just mentioned before, the must wins, we got to bank all 5, whether you're looking at a 9 win or 10 win. Your toss up, you at least got to make half of those, the swing games, I call it. And the statement wins, you need at least 1 to go 9-8 or 2 to go 10-7. Now that's not etched in stone because like Pewter just so eloquently put it, you may drop one in the must wins, but pick up another one in the statement wins or the toss up. Is there's a lot of variables to this, but your ended outcome, you least want to be better than what you were last year.
They making. That's what the fuck that is. That shit sound like what
Hey, so go ahead, Roadmaster, put your mic on mute.
and then it just stopped when we talk about it.
Well, let me help him. I don't think nobody want to hear all that.
Yeah, because
Driver.
sometimes that background. Wake up, driver.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. Hey, driver, did you respond on this?
Oh yeah, I had responded on it. I was the first one.
Okay. All right. And Will, you already responded to then, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
All right. So the formula is deliberately demanding. Going 5-0 in the must-win group leaves almost no margin for an upset, right? That is precisely the point. Carolina's harder schedule makes favorable games more valuable. If the Panthers drop one must-win game, they must replace it by winning an additional toss-up or a statement opportunity. All right. So put it in context. The schedule buckets are a July snapshot. Injuries, quarterback changes, development, and team form will move games between categories. Moton's expected absence is an immediate example of why these classifications cannot be treated as permanent predictions. The purpose is to establish the type of performance Carolina needs to repeat. Division control, protection of favorable games, enough depth to survive injuries, and at least 1 or 2 wins demonstrating growth beyond the NFC South. So my final debate question goes to you, gentlemen, and we'll go with you first. Does Carolina need 10 wins to prove it has taken the next step, or would a 9-win division title represent legitimate progress against the schedule? What say you?
I think looking at the way you broke it down, a legitimate 9 wins, especially if they come against statement wins, prove that we've taken a step forward. Now, of course, I'll take 10 wins, but people just looking at it on the abstract, saying 9 wins versus 10 wins. 10 wins means statement. 9 wins means you haven't improved. But if we come out here and smack Green Bay at home, we take down Detroit on Sunday Night Football. We win our 5 games and we lose some here and there,
Right.
and we end up with 9 wins, and we in the playoffs, and we going in the playoff with momentum. Let's say we beat Seattle at home. People are going to be looking at us differently. People will be looking at us differently. So it depends on which 9 wins makes it a statement. But if we win 10 wins, don't matter the 9. It doesn't matter which wins it is. That's a double-digit winning season. When we came from 2 wins to 5 wins to 8 wins to 10 wins, you can't dispute that progress.
Yeah. That's a fact. I can't even argue with that. What you got, driver?
I mean, I just like I say, man. To make a statement, we need at least 10 wins. That's just me personally, my opinion. To make a statement to come in, because I feel like everybody's waiting on us to what you call reach our potential. So in the way that the bank was in that playoff game, man, it felt like a vibe. So like I say, man, 10 wins. We able to accomplish that this season. coming into year 2027, I think you'll see a lot more fans coming out stating that they're Carolina fans. I think you'll see a lot more of that. I think we'll get a lot more recognition, a lot more respect.
Okay. Oh, driver fell off. Okay. Charlie said, Tony, can you put up the toss ups one more time? I sure can, my guy. Hold on 1 second. Let me get that for you.
You said I fell
I
off the
believe it's
show?
this. Huh?
No,
I thought you
I
said
think he's
I
talking
fell
about
off.
Roadmaster. I think he's talking about
Oh,
No,
Roadmaster.
Roadmaster dropped out, but Tony, Charlie said he wanted me to put up the toss ups one more time. So you gotta let me know what we're looking for, Charlie. Or did you have a question, or you just wanted to see it? Hey, we're here 3.5 hours. If you if you have been enjoying the conversation, today's topic about this the strength of schedule, enjoying the vibes, the energy this morning, the debates. Hey, show love to the channel. Scan that QR code at the top right. My daily goal each and every day is just $25. Not trying to break the bank, not trying to pay rent, nothing like that. Just $25. It will continue to help me to do things like I did today, with the toss up, with the buckets, with the graphics and things like that. I greatly appreciate that. There's also a PayPal link that is pinned at the top in the YouTube chat. I greatly appreciate it. Whatever your heart leads you to giving, show love to the channel, man. Show love to the channel. I put a lot of time and effort in creating these topics each and every day for you guys, and I do it 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. I'm always on time. So yeah, show love back to the channel. I greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate that. So Charlie didn't respond. Maybe he wanted to take a snapshot of it or something. Hold on. Let me take off the. Well, no, the QR code is not covering anything. I'll leave it up there. Charlie said, appreciate it. Nah, just taking record of it, just to look back at how we always subvert expectations. All right, Charlie. He said, thought we'd get 10 wins and go to the playoffs last season. Instead, we got 8 and still went. Still went. Funny. Yeah, that's true. Because it's not all about what we do. Because we definitely have to take into consideration about the other 31 teams in the league and what they do. That things don't always pan out how they thought it would pan out. And hopefully we could benefit from that. No, that there's nothing wrong with a little help here and there. But it's also better when we can just outright do it ourselves and don't have to depend on nobody else. I definitely would take the latter, over, over the former. So yeah, the NFL, as y'all know, as me, any given Sunday, anybody can beat anybody, but you try to control the variables as much as you possibly can. All right. So let's see what else I have here. So yeah, we're gonna get out of here. So my final verdict is the Panthers have a better roster. They also have a harder road. Okay, let me get this off the screen. Taylor Moton's expected regular season absence immediately tests the offensive line depth Carolina spent the offseason building. J.C. Horn's short-term camp absence tests the secondary communication and younger cornerback options. Those situations do not decide the season today. They remind us why depth, development, and health matter when evaluating a schedule. Carolina does not need to beat every heavyweight. It needs to control the division, protect favorable games, and win enough statement opportunities to prove last season was the beginning, not the ceiling. 9 wins will show progress. 10 wins will show arrival. The Panthers say they are built to repeat. Now the schedule and the roster ability to survive adversity will make them prove it. And real quick, shout out to Real in the Field for the $5 super chat. He said, great content, Tony. Smooth show, my guy. I like the vibe. Hey, I appreciate you, Real in the Field. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, as well as the Carolina Armchair GM CJ channel. Subscribe to both. Hit the post notification bell in both. Select all in both. So that way you be made aware when both of us go live. Again, I'm here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time. But again, I appreciate that $5 super chat. Oh, so that's it, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed the show today. All right. If you did, share it with a friend or family member. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. For even more Panther discussion, consider becoming a member on my Patreon. The link, as well as my other social media links, is in the YouTube description. Whether you on Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk or Carolina Armchair GM CJ, the links are in the YouTube description. All right. I'll catch you guys next time, which will be tomorrow. Until then, keep pounding.